WWE Vault Watch-Along Month rolls on. We are here for week number 2, and we got a sexy lineup this week. 8 big matches in total. All of them are listed in the order we're going to watch them in down below in the description, and this should be a fun one. We got 8 matches on tap. Kind of a variety. Couple of Brock and Cena matches, couple of Bret Hart matches, naturally. Match from WCW. A couple of matches from WCW and 1 match from ECW. So a nice variety. You can check down in the description below if you want to see which matches we are going to do this evening. Every match that we watch, the link to that match is going to be pinned at the top of the chat there, so to make it easy. And the first one we are going to start with is the Hart brothers versus the Steiner brothers. So you guys can cue that one up while I say hello to everyone. And that's what we're going to be kicking things off with this afternoon or this evening. Big NFL football day today as well. We had some playoff games. The Jacksonville Jaguars almost advanced. I was actually rooting for them. They did not. The Bills beat them, and the Niners just beat the Eagles, and I think we have, Patriots and Chargers tonight? Yeah, Chargers and Patriots is going to be going on pretty much right now, in addition to the Golden Globes and anything else that might be distracting you on a Sunday evening. But last week was a lot of fun doing the Vault Watch Along for week 1. You guys did select a good amount of these here. I will let you guys know who suggested these matches as we watch them. I got to pull up that list from last week because I did not have it handy with me. There it is. Just want to write down everybody's name here as we go through these. But, all right, I'm just kind of still getting set up here, so just bear with me. But I'm going to do some hellos real quick in the chat, and then we will get going on this real quick here because I do have 8 matches selected, and they do run about 3 hours long. So I don't want to keep you guys here all night. And I didn't realize this until I already posted it, but this first one is long as hell. It's like 30 minutes long. Brett and Owen taking on Rick and Scott Steiner. So we're going to be opening up with that, and it's a long one. So good to see everybody back on this Sunday afternoon. Thank you to everyone who was here yesterday for the podcast. That was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to kicking back and watching some wrestling tonight. It's Sunday night. It's wintertime in January. As usual, got jammies on, got your PJs on. I hope you guys do. And you got a nice cold one open, as I also do. And you're kicking back tonight. Maybe you got a little football on. Maybe you got a little bit of wrestling. Maybe you got me on your third device. Whatever you're doing tonight, I hope it's a great Sunday night for you. And welcome to the Watch Along. For those of you who do not know, we are doing Vault Watch-Alongs for the month of January, meaning we are going to pick a selection of matches every week to do, and we're going to pick those from WWE and WCW's Vault channel. Now, they don't necessarily have to be on the Vault channels. They could be on WWE's own YouTube page, or basically any match that's available on YouTube is eligible to be watched here. So I put up a post. I'm letting the members handle most of the suggestions here. So I did put up a post on YouTube this week for the members only, for them to suggest matches. And I got a few good ones. Also, if you scroll down to the description, you will see Super Chat amounts down there that you can also use to try to get a match secured in the watch-along. Lots of different amounts down there if you really want to get nuts. Otherwise, every week I'm going to be putting a post up on YouTube for the members for you guys to recommend or suggest matches. And you guys did suggest a pretty good amount of them for this week, and a few of them are on the docket today because of Super Chat. So you do have those options, and feel free to throw out your suggestions as we go through here in the chat. I do want to say hello to everyone who is here real quick, and then we will get going on that first match. And while I'm doing that, just make sure you cue it up so you can we can all hit play together here in just a moment. But it is good to see Zane G, Mike Rouse, Zach Palget's here, Garrett Osborne, Tatanani in the house as well. What up, We Are Pro Wrestling? Good to see Colin Wright. We've got George Morris with his token 5. Hey, Greg, how are you? And how is Tito and Elizabeth? How about next week matches from this Tuesday in Texas, or Armageddon 07, 08, or Royal Rumble 07? I like all of that. We're going to do another Rumble match probably next week and the week after, and I've always wanted to watch Tuesday in Texas, so I like that as well, George. Maybe we will watch the Hogan and Undertaker match from Tuesday in Texas. We watched the match that set that match up last week, Hogan and Undertaker from Survivor Series 1991. So maybe next week we will do a Tuesday in Texas match or two. That might be fun, and I'll check out the Armageddon and definitely that Rumble 07. We have watched that in the past, I believe, but maybe we could take another look at maybe Cena and Umaga or something like that. We will see. Good to see as always, George. We've got Young South Wavy in the house. Michael Kumo, the Juliet is here. Yes, I did see the Priscilla Kelly stuff today. Zach Palgett, I think I got you. Daniel Barry Sports, Big Funds HC, our boy Ryan Adams is here. Surge, Fox Star Killer, Angie, 850 Big Boy. David Brown, James Krause, Paul Hanley, Trayvon Williams. Good to see everybody here. And Fox Star is saying he got YouTube Premium now. Nice. No more annoying ads interrupting. Also got a little ambitious and started a new project of going through the entire WWE pay-per-view library on Netflix. Yeah, that's going to take you a while. And shout out to YouTube Premium. I've been a premium subscriber since the first day it was introduced because I hate ads. And if I was watching me do a watch along, it would drive me nuts if I had to watch ads. So if any of you are thinking of super chatting $10, how about save your money, get YouTube Premium instead? That way you can follow along a lot easier with us on these Vault watch-alongs. But as we... or as you guys know, for the watch-alongs, we have the timer down there. And normally, we just start the show, and you guys can follow along with the timer or follow along and use the timer to sync up. That way, if you experience any interruptions over on Netflix or Peacock or whatever pay-per-view we're watching, you can sync back up with the timer. Here, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to restart the timer for every match. That way, you guys can keep up. So just to give you a recap, down in the description, every match is listed in order. The links to those matches, you can click it and... save that for following along, or you can click the pinned comment in the chat by me, also showing the current match that we are watching. And so every single match, we just restart the timer, 3, 2, 1, play all together. That's kind of how we do it here. So just to give you a rundown, too, real quick of what we are watching tonight. Bret Hart and Owen Hart versus the Steiner Brothers. We got Jake the Snake Roberts versus Dustin Rhodes. Tito Santana versus The Undertaker. Sting and the British Bulldog versus Vader and Sid. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka. Bret Hart and Randy Savage versus Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. And Brock Lesnar versus John Cena from Extreme Rules 2012. Those are the 8 matches on tap for tonight. And the first one is the Hart Brothers versus the Steiner Brothers. This was suggested by Anthony Mattis, or Matisse. He is a channel member here and recommended this one. And this is from WrestleFest 1994, an old Coliseum video, which I own. And I remember renting this because I bought this years later. I probably bought it 10, 12 years ago off of eBay. But when I was young, this was a videotape that I would frequently, more than once, rent from the video store. And I remember, I think this one also has like Bret Hart versus Diesel from King of the Ring that year in 1994. And this really interesting gem of a match here, the Hart Brothers versus the Steiner Brothers. The closest thing we'd ever get to the Hart Foundation versus the Steiners, Bret and Owen. You know, a match featuring 2 sets of real legitimate shoot brothers, which I think is pretty cool. So that's what we're going to fire up with to start with here this afternoon on Vault Week 2. Hart Brothers versus Steiner Brothers. Hopefully you guys have got that link pulled up right now, and we will all hit play together in just a second. Let me just get my hands and fingers all queued up here, and we will get going on match number 1. All right, there we go. I've got... Brett, and this one is on WWE's Vault channel, and hopefully you guys have got this all pulled up. It looks like it was uploaded 6 months ago, 169,000 views right now, and nearly 4,000 likes on this video from 1994. So this is 32 almost years old. Crazy. Harts and Steiners. Let's do it. All right, timer is ready to rock. Over here, let me just fix my microphone cord a little bit. There we go. All right, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, play, all right, on Hart Brothers versus the Steiners. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. So we don't get any entrances here. We're just kicking off this match. And if you look down on the YouTube timer there, this is a 30-minute and 44-second long match. Crazy. Cheers to 4 amazing pro wrestlers, all of which are brothers. When I was young, when I was 13, 14, 15, I actually fantasized about Bret Hart versus, or not a one-on-one match, but Bret Hart mixing it up with Scott Steiner. I thought it would be a really interesting match. You know, Scott's more of a collegiate wrestler. Bret's more of a technical wrestler trained by his father. I just thought they would make a really good matchup, and the two of them together were interesting to me. And Steiner would, you know, go on to become a completely different character with the Big Papa Pump and all this. But back in these days, he could work. He could work really good. And when I used to see them in WCW, I used to always kind of compare Steiner to Bret Hart a little bit in terms of like their positions on the card. They're not really the exact same kind of worker, but in terms of their spots on the card. Bret was kind of the star of the Hart Foundation, and I thought Scotty was kind of, you know, he was the Shawn of the Steiner brothers, even though Rick was tremendous too. You know, Bret stood out in the Hart Foundation. Scotty stood out in the Steiners. Shawn stood out in the Rockers, that type of thing. And so I always used to think about these two a lot as like counterparts to each other in the two companies. And now Bret did wrestle as an amateur. He won some sort of, he's told the story a few times. He won some, maybe it was in high school or something like that, but he never wrestled in college. I'm not even sure if Bret went to college. I don't even know. I don't think he did. No, I'm certain he didn't. Why would you go to college? Why would you do that? Kids, don't go to college. It's a waste of money. I would like to know if anybody wants to look this up or do any research during this match. I would really like to know when this match was recorded. Well, I guess it would have had to have been 93. Okay, so Joey Morello was the ref. I was thinking this might be really close to his death, but it's not, because the only way Bret and Owen would have been able to team up would have been either before the Survivor Series, which I don't think this was before the Survivor Series, or between the Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble, when Bret and Owen temporarily made up, remember, and then Owen turned on him at the Rumble in 94. So this video cassette was released in 94, but this match had to have been recorded in late 93 or very, very early 94. By the way, I can hear Stan Lane and Gorilla Monsoon on commentary for this. Back in the old house, you guys know if we were there, I'd reach back on my shelf and I'd pull this Coliseum video off and I'd show it to you. But I put all that shit in storage. Thank you, We Are Pro Wrestling. The date of this match, January 11th, 1994. So I was right. Yeah, the only way this match could have taken place is if it was before Survivor Series, and Owen wasn't even wearing this shit before Survivor Series with the black, or right before the Royal Rumble when they were kind of like back on the same page. So January 11th. Wow, that's crazy. January 11th. So today is the anniversary of this match. Huh. 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 How about that? Totally unintentional. We watched a match on the anniversary last week, too. Mick Foley, or Mankind, beating The Rock for the title, January 4th. Today is also the anniversary of the first ever Monday Night Raw. So this match was 1 year. This match was recorded on the 1 year anniversary of Monday Night Raw. Fun fact. And it was in South Carolina. See, that I did not know. I did not know it was in Florence. WWE ran a lot of shows down in Florence. This might have been where Beware of Dog was. I can't remember if this is where Beware of Dog was. It might have been. Oof. Damn. I always kind of wondered sometimes, like with the talent. You're doing a show like this. This is just a recording for Coliseum Video, you know? You're having a match here that's not even going to be seen by anyone outside of this arena for probably 9 months. You know, by the time this gets into production and sent out ugh, in videotape form. And, like, how hard do you really want to work during these things, you know? Do you really want to take crazy-ass bumps and risks? Or do you treat this more like you would a house show? Look at the speed here. Look at that. Owen loves that spinning heel. And if you notice there, Scott Steiner was running awfully fast. Reminds me of a certain nephew. There's my favorite suplex. Did you see that? Owen hit the Northern Lights, but then Fisherman hooked his leg. I've never seen that before. And Owen did it so casually and nonchalantly, and Steiner just kicked out of it. I think Owen and Scott Steiner is a more fun match than Brett and Scott Steiner. Tiger Bomb. Right on his coccyx. Gorilla. Spencer, I'm sorry about the Eagles. I also want to thank Tatanani, who is now putting a match on the docket for an upcoming watch-along. And I think we'll probably get to that next week, I would assume, Tatanani. But thank you so much for that $25 drop, and he has now guaranteed himself a spot on a future watch-along, and it'll probably be next week. It's going to be NXT TakeOver New York 2019, Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm down. I remember that one, and that was good. I am totally down to watch that, and we will probably get to that next week. Tatanani, I would bank on it. Good suggestion. That's going to be a fun one to watch. And then after this month, when we go back to pay-per-views, I'll occasionally put up a YouTube poll, and I'll say, hey, what would you guys prefer we do this Sunday? A regular pay-per-view or a Vault watch-along? And you guys will decide. And then if you choose Vault watch-along, then I'll formulate a match lineup and let you guys pick and all that. We'll try to make this a regular thing. But we're going to do it all month here in January. What did Owen's yelling at Brett? I swear he said, never say never. Why would you say that to Brett? Or never say give up? Today's also the 25th anniversary of the AOL Time Warner merger, starting the demise of WCW. Yeah, I had no idea when that was. What year would that have been then? 99? Okay, I have a theory here. It's a weird one. So I just noticed that the video looked like it was shaking a little bit. Old VHS tapes would do that. Or VHS tapes sometimes would do that. I had a lot of Coliseum videos and a lot of WWE official release tapes that if I popped them in my VCR and watched them, the screen would rapidly shake up and down a little bit. Just real briefly a little bit and sometimes constantly. And I just saw that happen here. And so I'm guessing that this footage that's on the WWE Vault was taken directly from that VHS copy of WrestleFest. I've spent a good 3 years, maybe even more, converting VHSs to DVDs, which then I converted to digital copies on my hard drive. And a lot of those VHS tapes, when I was transferring them to DVD, would do that. It would do that shaking thing. Nice drop kick by Brett. And I have this WrestleFest 94. I do have this converted to a digital copy. So I have it in my own private WWE. See, it just did it again right there. Just a little, like, you'll see it. If you just watch it, you'll see the screen. It'll kind of like move up and down real briefly. And that's just an old VHS tape defect that you'd see a lot. In my entire life, I've probably spent $5,000 at least on blank VHS tapes, like lifetime, at least $5,000. I used to record every Raw, every pay-per-view, everything onto VHS tapes. And then I would do tape trading deals, and then the tapes I got, I would record and copy and give them to my buddy. So I was a VHS tape connoisseur back in those days. Sony, TDK, Memorex, RCA. And this match, you guys said what, January 11th, 1994? So this is the end. Steiners are out. How much longer were the Steiners there? They didn't even work WrestleMania 10. So I think they were pretty much out the door within a few months after this. Maybe even before then, because they weren't at Mania. Yeah, Brett is choking out Big Bully Busick here. Brett with a sleeper. I love to see Brett put... I've never seen Brett apply a sleeper hold ever in my entire life. Oh. All right, guaranteed spot on the Vault Watch Along next week. Rob Van Dam versus The Rock, WCW title match, September 24th, 2001. $50 just dropped by Fox Star Killer, guaranteeing him a spot next week. That's an interesting one because I remember it. I remember it right at Invasion. This would have been right after, Unforgiven maybe? Cool. All right. Rob Van Dam and The Rock. So we got a couple of good matches already for next week. Thank you very much for that, Fox Star Killer. We will do that one. Since that's a TV match, I would assume that's a pretty short match. Generally, those type of matches, main event matches in 2001 on Raw, weren't going to go very long. 15 minutes maybe, but sweet. Wow, We Are Pro Wrestling. I forgot that Scott was in a King of the Ring qualifier, lost to IRS. So they were there a while. They were there early summer, late spring, which means they were there for WrestleMania 10. They just didn't work. I would have booked Steiners and Quebecers at Mania and put the Steiners over, man. I would have had WrestleMania 10 close with Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, and the Steiners as all of your world champions, or all of your belt holders in the company. That would have been a strong group of champions right there. Oh, my God. Steiner with the windmill on Brett. Man, January 11th, 94, I was in my junior year of high school. I was only 16. I'd only been 16 for 4 months by this point, and I was a junior in high school. I started high school as a 13-year-old. Yeah, my 9th grade year, I started about three weeks before I turned 14. So I started high school at 13. This is not right. I was too young. I should have been in the grade after me. I think it's just because I was born a genius and my mom skipped me a couple grades. You know how it is. You know. All you other geniuses, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, man, what it would be like to be 16 again. Oh, that's kind of similar to what Brett and Perfect did at King of the Ring. They did that with suplex like that, but Brett smartly stayed on the apron this time, and Scotty took the bump. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got another match guaranteed to be on the menu for next week. Thank you so much, Ryan Adams, dropping 50 in. It's going to be another TV match. So we got one world title match from Raw and one from Nitro now, April 26th, 1999. Sting versus DDP. I assume what, DDP's maybe the champ going into that? Who's the champ in that? Who's defending? Sting versus DDP world title match, Nitro, April 26th, 1999. Cool. All right. That's another one guaranteed to be on the list for next week. I kind of remember was that like around the time of Ready to Rumble when DDP was a heel? Or was that before then? Ready to Rumble might have been later in the year. Yeah, it had to have been because Jarrett wasn't there yet. DDP is the champ. Okay. What, he's got that weird ponytail thing going on, kind of like the shorter-haired look. Was that happening yet, or what? I'm interested in seeing that one. That's one of my favorite Owen Hart moves. I don't understand the physics of it, but Owen can do that. He shoots the guy in off the ropes, and then when they come in, he grabs him and throws him over in a belly-to-belly, but he does a twisting with his body that has always just made me wonder how he doesn't snap a hip off or something out of joint. Nice. Russian leggy to Scott Steiner. Oh, what's up, Chris? Thanks for the 5. Oh, yeah. I met your buddy. I wish we could have hung out more, man. That was so quick there. Elizabeth was so hurt at Survivor Series, but he also skipped a grade and turned 16 in December of his senior year, so he graduated young. I turned 16 in the beginning of my junior year. So basically, I wasn't held back. I wasn't too young. I just had a really late birthday. Basically, like if my birthday would have been a week or two later than it was, I probably would have been in the earlier grade. So I just had one of those like cutoff birthdays, and I graduated like 3 months before I turned 18. It just seems young, 17. But it's not uncommon. But yeah, graduating when you're 16, that's wild. That was kind of, I don't know if that was a tombstone that Rick Steiner just hit Owen with there or what, but It didn't look great. Oh, full Nelson Plex. What is that, a Snapdragon? I mean, all four of these men know how to deliver a suplex. Owen with that great belly-to-belly. Steiner's got about 15 suplexes he can hit you with. Brett, still to this day, I think has a single best just standing suplex of anybody in the world. And Steiner and Rick is just strong. He's a little bit more raw, but he can still throw you. But Scott Steiner's got his array of suplexes he can hit you with. Suplex City. That's a nice vertical. Oh my God! What the fuck was that? That is sick. That was a vertical suplex. Scott Steiner has Owen Hart up vertical. Lets go of him, catches him into Tombstone. My God, did that look good. I want to rewind it. You don't get the double features or the replay, instant replays on these type of matches. That's what it is. It called that Steiner screwdriver? I like it. I mean, you got to really trust, the person who's holding you, and you got to really know what you're doing to execute a move like that. And as we know, Owen has had some bad luck with pile drivers. You know what? I don't even know what our next match is. I got to look down in the description. It's Jake Roberts and Dustin Rhodes. Again, I want to thank Anthony Mattis. If you are in the chat, show yourself or wave. You are the one that selected this. And this match was not a Super Chat recommended match. This was one recommended in the members post that I put up from Anthony. The next match was selected by me, and the one after that was a Super Chat from Ryan Adams. But I was the one that picked the next match. I think I picked 2. No, I picked 3. There we go. That's the cool thing about Brett and Owen. They can do the same move. It's so cool how they recorded this match like literally days before Owen would turn on Brett and they would go into their feud. But the video was probably released in the summer. Or later. No. Oh. Yeah, Owen. That's how Owen would beat Brett at WrestleMania with that victory roll. Almost beat Scott Steiner with it. Uh-oh, look out. Yeah, I guess it's Owen and Rick who are legal. Or Scott, I'm sorry. Brett and Rick on the outside. Double axe to Brett. Oh, now we got all 4 brothers out there brawling on the outside of the ring. Oh, no. After all that? Okay, so I guess this is not a 30-minute match. This is a 25-minute match, but there's a bunch of extracurriculars. Are they going to brawl these babyface teams? I do think I kind of remember here what happens. I'm pretty sure that before this is all over, all 4 men shake hands. I mean, I drove down to my local video rental place a few times in 1994 and rented this videotape. And I'm pretty sure I remember that being a thing. Because you gotta send the fans home happy in a situation like this. These are babyface teams. Nobody's turning heel here, so... We beat those guys. So it's a double count out? I think that's Tony Chimmel. Oh. Are we going to do 5 more minutes? All right, get your butts back in the ring. I think I see Pat Patterson out there. Got all the typical officials. Bill Alfonso, Pat Patterson. See, there's the videotape shaking again. Pretty sure that's Rene Goulet. And we got Jack Doan, Bill Alfonso, Mike Chioda, and Joey Morella all trying to get these guys separated. Yeah, that's Goulet. And, of course... not to be forgotten, Tony Gurria, who was always there. That's the Holy Trinity right there. Gurria, Patterson, and René Goulet. Oh. Okay, so if I remember right, I think, like, cooler heads are going to prevail here. Yeah, it's Pat Patterson, Gorilla. I like how Gorilla acts like he's surprised Pat's there. I'm like, you saw him earlier on in the day. Just chill. Look at Gorilla and Stan Lane are marking out for the agents just like I am. I mean, I guess I've always considered them the Holy Trinity of agents, but you got to add Lanza, Strongbow as well. You'd see them out there all the time. Fucking Lanza. All right, well, they finally got everybody separated. Oh, now Brett's got the mic. Oh, I love it. I love that these brothers just can't. Oh, now they're fighting again. Oh, so great. Fans are loving it. Why didn't they make a... Well, I guess he couldn't make a program out of this because Brett and Owen were on the verge of a breakup here. I mean, these referees are in no man's land here because not only are the 4 competitors in this match legit, bona fide toughers, you know. You got Patterson, Goulet, and Gurria who will stretch you. Get the fuck out of there, Chioda. Especially you, Alfonso. These are men in this ring, you little crackhead. You squirrely little crackhead. Alfonso. Jack Doan, all 5'3" of them. All right, the match is over. These brothers, they need to chill. Oh, it's a double DQ, not a double count out. I thought it was double DQ. I love Gorilla marking out for giving Trolling and Ribbon Goulet and Patterson. Goulet's got that bald spot up there. The croissant. I love that they're talking about this. That's so great. I'm the only one that mentions the agents. I like it. The fact that all these agents and refs were actually able to cool their heads here is something you never see. I like it. There you go. That's so cool. Like Brett, look at Brett and Scott. When did they ever interact? You know, Brett and Scott, maybe in WCW when Brett got there years later, but very few interactions between Brett and a Steiner, you know? That's cool. All right. Well, that match is done. All right. That was fun. Hart Brothers and Steiner Brothers. All right. Well, let me pin the next match here in the chat, and we will get onto that. I kind of picked this one because I thought it was interesting. It is going to be Dustin Rhodes versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Where do I want to put it? I'll put it over here. I got to find a better system for this. Did I do it right? Okay, there we go. I'm going to pin it, post it, and pin it. All right, next match. It's going to be from WCW Saturday night, and it is September 26th, 1992, Jake the Snake Roberts versus Dustin Rhodes. And the reason I picked this one is because when I was scrolling through the Vault channels and saw it, I remember Jake working with Goldust in 96 when he went back to WWE, and they had a few matches there. So I thought this one might be a nice, interesting match to try. Let me hit the zeros there and just watch this one from back in the day because Jake Roberts had a very short stint in WCW. And I think this match here with Dustin Rhodes, I don't know, might be kind of interesting. So we're going to watch Dustin and Jake from WCW Saturday night in 1992. So let's get going on this one. This is a much shorter match, only 14 minutes long. So we'll bust this one out pretty quick and watch a WCW match. All right, if you guys are ready, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, play and start Dustin and Jake. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Got him. All right. So we didn't get any entrances here. And I can't remember when Jake debuted. A few months earlier, he debuted at a pay-per-view, and I can't remember which one. But this is September, and you got to remember 6 months earlier at WrestleMania, Jake is working against The Undertaker. And we've got Jim Ross finishing up his WCW career as well, as he's on the call for this match, and he would be at WrestleMania in just a few months in 1993 in a toga. So Jim Ross on his way out. Jake had just gotten there. I want to say Jake was in WCW less than a year, a few months, right? Oh, yeah. Bruno's on the call. It's Bruno Sammartino and Jim Ross on the call. That's so crazy to hear Bruno's voice. Because he was on the outs with WWE at this time. I think 1992 was the year of that Donahue show, right? Everything going on there with Vince and the scandal and all that stuff. So Bruno was very anti-WWE, and he was starting to appear a little bit in WCW and had a couple of appearances there, and I completely forgot that he was actually on commentary for a short time. Bruno and Jesse would have been in WCW at this time, which is crazy because they used to call matches in WWE together in the 80s. Wow. And Jake would kind of be MIA until he would come back at the Royal Rumble in 1996 and have that run basically throughout the whole year of 96, and that would take him all the way into, I think, the Rumble in 97, but by then he was gone. He came back in 96 for about 1 year. I remember him from Rumble of 96 to Rumble of 97. And I don't really recall Jake before or after that in either of those shows. Knock out these supers real quick. Mike Witt. Actually, wait a minute. Colin, thank you for that 5 earlier. Harts and Steiners happened in Florence. Yeah, they told me about that earlier. Thank you for looking that up. That is interesting that it was there because that wasn't far from where I used to live back in the day. And Mike Witt's got 10 for us. Hey, Greg and chat, was happy Drew won. I'm hoping for a babyface Roman versus heel Drew at Mania. That could happen. And Punk versus Cody. My dream match for Mania this year is Jacob versus Breaker. That could be too. I'm into that, Mike. I'm not against Roman and Drew. I mentioned that yesterday in the podcast that Roman could possibly win the Rumble. Now, years later in WWE, Jake would work against Goldust, had a couple of matches against Goldust in 1996. Pretty sure they were like in the summer. There was one on Raw for sure. Might have been another one on Superstars, but they worked. I miss that old WCW logo and banner, you know, on the ring apron there. See that? I would love to get my hands on a ring apron. WCW was interesting because I didn't follow it as closely as WWE, but whenever it was on, I would watch it. And I have a lot of memories of watching WCW Saturday night during all different times in my life. Being like, oh, it's Saturday. WCW might be on, and I turn it on and watch it. I'm not like married to it, you know, the way I was WWE, but I would always watch it if it was on. Yeah, by this point, Dustin is probably only about a 2 to 3 year pro. Young feller. Mike's got 5 more for us. Already have, or you have a match for next week. Clash of Champions 9, I Quit match, Funk versus Flair. All-time favorite match. We didn't watch that one, did we? But yeah, I like that match too. We can get to that one. I'm into that. I mean, these guys are also, too, Rhodes and Jake, very, very close to the same height and weight. I think Jake's got a little weight on Dustin here because Jake was starting to get big. But height-wise, what are they both, like 6'3" or something? Dustin here just with a wrist lock on Jake. Shit, Victor, I must have missed that one. Let me find it. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. Sorry, I did see it, and I skipped over it for some reason. What an asshole I am. Anyway, thanks, Victor, for the 5. Sting versus DDP versus Kevin Nash versus Goldberg, 4-way for the WCW title, also from April 26th, 1999 Nitro. So what happens on that night? Are there 2 title matches or something? Because Ryan's got us set for Sting versus DDP, world title match from Nitro, that night. But then later on that night, there's also a 4-way, or earlier on in the night, there's also a 4-way? Maybe we'll watch them both. I'm not sure, Victor. I don't know about that. I do know that April 26th, 1998 was the date of Unforgiven, and I was there for that. I remember that. But apparently there might have been 2 title matches on April 26th, 99. Okay. Well, we might have to watch them both, Ryan, if I am correct about that. That's cool.
Well, Jim, let me ask you, are you a little surprised so far the way this match is going? Did you expect that Dustin to take charge from the very beginning of the match and still maintain in charge as he is up to now?
Well, I am somewhat surprised, Bruno, quite frankly. I thought that the experienced veteran Jake the Snake would dictate the pace more in this contest, but it's been young.
Jose Lopez, Bragging Rights is on Netflix. Thank you so much for telling me that, because after I'm done with this watch-along, I'm definitely watching that. Said no one ever. Bragging Rights. Remember that? Bragging Rights, Over the Limit. What was the one? AEW's got Maximum Carnage, but WWE had something Carnage. Not the Carnages from overseas, but there was like the Carnage with R-Truth and Cena, something Carnage. Oh, Jake tweaking his knee. Now, Jake went for a leapfrog there, and he's tweaked his knee. He is Bret Hart playing possum right here. Capital Punishment. Oh, yeah. Or not Capital Carnage. Capital Punishment or Capital Carnage? Capital Punishment. Capital Punishment. Is a pay-per-view called that? Out goes Dustin.
Playing a little possum there with their leg.
Mind game, and Jake the Snake drives the knee right into the face of Dustin Rhodes, and he's showing everybody now that his leg was just fine all along.
Yep. He's a fibber.
But you know what, though, in a sense, it wasn't Dustin got outsmart. It was the referee who believed in the injury, and he was there keeping Dustin back while Jake was by the ropes. But while Jake was doing all along, there's a little strategy there, and then they're taking advantage. And right now, Dustin is on the receiving end. And it's a shame because he really had things under control.
Going to be a gut check here now for the natural.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I'm confusing. Capital Carnage was the old UK pay-per-view. Capital Punishment was the PPV from 2011 with Truth and Cena. That's right. Look how young Dustin is here, too. I remember when Dustin first came in. He first came in WWE, actually. And he would cut promos, and he used to basically mimic Dusty. He would just try to talk like Dusty. And it just he was good at it because he could do the impression pretty well because Dusty's his dad, and he looks a lot like his dad. But I was like, man, that's not a really good way to stay out of your father's footsteps if you want to try to cut the same promos as him. You know, your dad's like the best promo guy ever. You need to establish yourself in a different way than just being a clone of Dusty because you're not going to be better than the clone. So luckily, Dustin quickly changed that. I'm like, you can't talk like Dusty. You can't do that. There's only one Dusty, baby. Man, I think Dustin might have, what do you guys think? Dustin's got an inch or so on Jake. I think Dustin's taller.
You know, Jim has been concentrating on the throat. When he had him by the apron there, he gave him 3 different times. He gave an elbow right through the throat. And, of course, when you're taking those kind of shots, they will take a toll on you. So I hope that Dustin can find a way himself to keep Roberts off long enough to get out of the present situation.
Roberts with that sleeper now. He's restricted the kids' breathing by those blows to the throat, and now he's restricting it somewhat even more by cutting the flow of blood to the brain, and this sleeper now comes back into a reverse chin lock. Jake the Snake working on the head. We know he loves
Nice. Wait, Dustin just threw him off. Is he calling for the DDT? I don't even know if we get a clean win here or not. I just saw the match and available, and I was like, we're going to watch this one. So I didn't even scout it. I have no idea. Oh, here's the short arm. Short arm clothesline to Dustin. Is he going to hit it?
He does not want to get caught in.
Nope.
If he does, that is
Oh, Dustin hit a short arm clothesline. Look at the front row. Look at the kids in the front row. Hell yeah. They are into it. How do all those kids get front row seats?
From Austin, Texas, Dustin Rhodes. But Jake the Snake is relentless. Right back on the attack. Irish whip to the far side. And Dustin
Wow.
Rhodes got the knee up.
Flying lariat. Looks good. Crowd's loving it. That's what's great about Southern wrestling and WCW wrestling is the crowd could really just get into a match. And they didn't need anything too special. They'd mark out for body slams, you know. You could get big reactions by doing very little. Texas was like that too with the Von Erichs. Oh, look at this. Look at Jake's. Nope, Jake's foot on the ropes. How dumb are you, Dustin? Kicked right in the back. There we go. DDT. Boom. Oh, that's it. Assuming he covers him here, he's going to win. Yep. And he got the win. Now, I got to see who wins the matches between Jake and Goldust in WWE, but I'm pretty sure Jake might be undefeated against Dustin Rhodes. I'm not sure. All right, Jake and Dustin, Saturday Night 1992. I just randomly picked that one. I saw it, and I thought to myself, let's watch that one. But now it is time for the next one, which is a match selected by, I got to go see who suggested this one. Where's my notes? Oh, Ryan, this one's from you. Ryan Adams suggested this one here, and it's going to be Tito Santana versus The Undertaker from Barcelona in 1991. This is right before The Undertaker faced Hogan at the Survivor Series and won the title. And at this point, he was still undefeated, and Santana basically handed him here his first loss, and it was a clean loss, which is even crazier. Oh, I never fixed the fucking... Damn it, that's my bad. Anyway, that last match we watched, that was it. Dustin and Jake Roberts. I got to remember to do that. The next one we're watching, Tito Santana versus The Undertaker right here. And hopefully you guys have got that one pulled up. I'll grab the link. And like I said, this was a Super Chat suggestion from Ryan Adams last week. And I have seen the finish of this match, but I've never seen the actual match before. So that's what we're going to watch here. And sorry, we watched that entire last Jake Roberts and Dustin match without the graphic up there. But now it's here now. I'll shut off the timer so we can restart that. I got to get the hang of the Vault Watch-Alongs here because there's lots to do on my end. But hopefully you guys have got that match pulled up now. Make sure that link is correct. And it is. All right. I've got mine pulled up and ready to go here. If you guys do, on Tito Santana versus The Undertaker, Barcelona. I don't even know if this match was ever released on a video. I don't think that it was. Or it might have been. Obviously, we have it here. But I didn't see this match or even hear about this match, I think, until a few years later. And this is very similar to a situation that I think WCW did. Or was it? Yeah, it was WCW. Years later, they would hold a show in Montreal, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, or maybe not Montreal, somewhere in Quebec. And it was Hogan versus Jacques Rougeau, and Hogan put him over clean. So they would sometimes do this for talent, and Tito getting a big win here over The Undertaker should be a fun watch. So let's check it out. Tito Santana versus The Undertaker from Barcelona, courtesy of Ryan Adams suggesting this one. All right, we'll do 3, 2, 1 play. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is WWE
Oh.
Hall of Famer Tito.
Hey, Tito, he's welcoming us.
And you're going to be watching Tito Santana going up against The Undertaker. And Tito Santana beat The Undertaker. And I want to thank all of you for watching me now.
Arriba!
1991, Tito Santana versus The Undertaker. That's where they had the Olympics in Spain earlier. And the arena was totally packed. And, wrestling The Undertaker who was over like $1 million.
Well, the Olympics was in Barcelona
They gave me the key to Barcelona.
the next year, because that's where the Dream Team won the gold for basketball, right? Barcelona '92.
Having the match that we had, that was the first
Do we know the date on this? Oh yeah, it was October '91.
Taker, as big as he was. I mean, he was a
Yeah, October 1991,
and the explosion
about a month before Undertaker versus Hogan.
in 1, 2, 3 was just unbelievable. You know, the fans loved Tito Santana in Barcelona.
Look at that crowd. Look at that crowd. Holy shit. Oh, this is going to be in French. All right, we're getting French commentary here. That's interesting. Fucking. Well, these guys, what did I say? French? They're not speaking French. They're speaking Spanish. What did I say? French a minute ago? I think I still had Jacques Rougeau on the mind. No, this is a Spanish commentary here. I could hear the guys shouting out Pedro Morales. I really wish that WWE would have kept Tito as a strong single star beyond the years that they did. He was never really a serious championship contender for anything beyond the Strikeforce years, and he should have been. I would have definitely put the IC title back on him in the 90s or something. There was even talk about putting the world title on him when they put the belt on Brett, when they were kind of after the scandal and they kind of had to change their direction, and they thought Tito was a safe bet, and Tito would have been a safe bet. Tito would have looked great with the Winged Eagle title. Or with another run with the IC. Tito was the first guy to hold that version of the IC, I'm pretty sure. If I can never do it. That one. After the Valentine feud. I'll be back in 10 seconds. I need a cold one. I'm the fastest beer getter in the East, or in the West. And Undertaker, I'm not 100% sure. We Are Pro Wrestling, or you guys can look this up. I'm pretty sure he was legitimately undefeated going into this match versus Tito. Like with Mr. Perfect, they billed him as undefeated, but he was losing matches on live events to Hogan and other people. And so I don't know. This might be Taker's first legitimate pin unless he worked with Hogan or Warrior on the live events and was getting beat, which is possible prior to this. But the first time I had ever seen Taker being pinned was Tuesday in Texas when Hogan rolled him up and won the belt back. Yeah, Tito had 80 seconds of intro there, huh? Victor, I know this match couldn't have been exclusive for YouTube because there was no YouTube back then. This match might exist on a videotape somewhere. I just never had it in my personal collection. I did know of it. I don't remember where I heard. So I must have seen. I mean, obviously this is being recorded, so it might have been an overseas release or something like that. But the fact that cameras are there and you've got commentary, it was definitely intended for release, or at least the event that took place here was intended for release. This might have been more of like a dark match type of thing. Don't really know, but definitely think it's cool they gave Tito the win here. And honestly, I mean, at this point, he's the far more decorated star. I mean, Taker had done nothing in WCW, and he had only been in WWE for a month. Tito's a multi-time tag champion, a multi-time Intercontinental champion. He's the man. Ryan, hell yeah, there's a lot of house show matches on the Vault. Whatever you guys want to recommend. Tatanani said you're getting Netflix for free for 1 year tomorrow. How'd you pull that off? Coco Anarchy, thanks for the 2. Palau Sant Jordi with a 17,000 person crowd. That is the house here, 17K. Holy shit. Take her with the old school. I love that Tito Santana stuck with the Strike Force gear all the way up until he became El Matador. Now, he used to wear blue, sometimes red, in the early 80s, and then he transitioned into white when he joined Martel, and they basically kind of gave the Can-Ams an upgrade. But then when the Martel split happened, Tito kept the white with the little lightning bolt on it. He didn't go back to the blue. He just kept his Strike Force gear and wrestled in that all the way until they decided to turn him into El Matador. And that always surprised me that Tito never went back to the blue or the red. Stuck with the white. Surge, yes. Everybody kind of has the same opinion of Tito. He's just an overall great person. And you're a great person. Tito's down here looking at me thinking I'm talking about him. I'm not. I'm talking about this Tito. Never heard a bad thing about him. Tito Santana and Rick Martel both, I think, are just incredibly great examples of how one should act when they're a famous pro wrestler. I love the Tito chants here in Spain. Damn, choking out Tito. Look at that face. Look at that face of Tito. Oh, my God. Paul Bear is one of the most hideously grotesque-looking humans. Yeah, Undertaker biting people. That is kind of wild, isn't it? When you're in there with the likes of Tito, I guess you got to resort to anything. Taker misses, sits up. Tito fighting back tenaciously. All right, Undertaker already hit one old school. So that makes me think Tito's going to pull him off here and counter it. Yep, look. Yep. Yeah, you can't do two old schools. Come on, Undertaker. This Tito's a veteran here. You try to hit two of those, he's gonna be ready for the second one. I wonder what spot on the card this match aired. I'm really curious about this entire card. If anybody can look up this entire card and just tweet me the matches or something. Oh, flying forearm. There it is. Taker not down. This is Tito's finisher. One of them anyway. Boom. He learned that move in the Mexican Football League, the MFL. Oh! Oh, wait, is that Danny Davis? I never put that together. Is that referee Danny Davis right there? I have not been paying attention to the referee. But is that referee Danny Davis? Because holy shit, do they have history? I think it might be. I didn't even pay attention to the ref until now, until Tito hit him with a flying forearm. Danny Davis, that referee laying down right there, wrestled against Tito Santana at WrestleMania 3 because Danny Davis was instrumental in Tito losing the Intercontinental Championship to Randy Macho Man Savage back in 1986. Oh, and now we got a ref. The ref is down, and Undertaker's got the body bag. I did not even put that together that's Danny Davis. They just made him a referee again and erased his entire career as a wrestler. They never brought it up again. They never mentioned it again. Davis would be in there reffing Bret Hart matches and not one mentioned these two guys used to be in the same faction. Nothing like that. And Tito and Danny Davis have got bad blood. Bad blood. With two Ds, that's how bad it is. And here Davis is just casually reffing a Tito match. It's a mind blower to me. All right, Tito's getting put up in the body bag here, Darby Allin style. Just tie it to a truck and drag it out of the arena. Nice. This was the main event of the show. Okay. Cool. I wonder if this is the same tour where they did the big Battle Royal at Royal Albert Hall. Tito's fighting out of this body bag here. This might have been the same tour, because I'm pretty sure it was late 91 when that match happened. Undertaker and Andre both appeared in that too, but Andre did not wrestle. It's the closest Undertaker and Andre ever got to each other. I think was in that Battle Royal match. They weren't even out there at the same time. They were just both involved in the same match. Oh, there we go. Tito literally fighting out of the body bag. I still can't confirm if that's Danny Davis on the floor there. I think it is. Pile driver. Ooh, wasn't very good. Undertaker no-selling the pile driver. Another pile driver. Looked like shit. Undertaker sits right back up. Another shitty pile driver. Davis, are you going to wake up and confirm that that's you? Because you have really light hair. It's not as dark as I was expecting. I still want to confirm that's actually him. Paul Bearer going nuts. Up on the apron now. Look at the referee just dead. Oh! Nails him with the urn and falls on him. And now finally. 1, 2, 3. Look at the pop. Jesus. I love Tito's music. Well, I learned something in this match. I also learned that Tito Santana and Danny Davis put everything behind him. I mean, Tito hit Danny Davis with a flying forearm right there, and Davis didn't DQ him. He still counted Taker down after Tito used a foreign object. Water under the bridge between Tito and Danny Davis. I did not even put any of that together until we were watching this. Big win for Tito. Of course, it would go largely uncredited. I think Tito cuts a promo after this, but they're not going to show it. Because I used a picture of Tito cutting the promo on the thumbnail, and I don't think we're going to see it because this video is about to end. All right. Let me get the next one ready here. All right. Tito Santana and The Undertaker. That was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. That was awesome. And Danny Davis being the referee blew my mind. Ooh, this next one is going to be fun. Right on. This next one is going to be fun. Let me just get it queued up here in the chat. It's going to be the match from WCW Beach Blast, 1993. It's a tag team match. Pretty sure it was the main event, although I'm not sure. It is Sting and the British Bulldog teaming up to take on Sid and Vader. And that is all kinds of fun. Let me get that one on here. Beach Blast. This one. This is the match we're watching next. I will pin that in the chat right now. And I will pull the link up over here so I can start it. There we go. All right. This match runtime is going to be 19 minutes and 54 seconds. And let me just confer with my notes here. This one, was also selected by me. I was thinking this was a member recommendation, but it's not. It's a Greg recommendation. So it's Sting and Davey Boy Smith versus Vader and Sid, Beach Blast 1993. And we'll get some information on that match or on that show, when it aired and what was going on here once we hit play. And all right, well, I think we are ready here. I've got the link up. I've got it ready to go. Hopefully you guys do as well. Let's hit play on Beach Blast 93, Sting and Bulldog against Vader and Sid. This one should be a hoot. Back to WCW Vault for this one. All right, guys, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Got it. Oh, look at that ramp. Look at that beautiful set. That's how you do a pay-per-view set. Look at the chicks in the sand. Okay, so they're using this production music. Legion of Doom Road Warriors would use this in WCW, and WWE would use this music for a couple of their video packages in the 90s as well. I want to look up the date on the show. Obviously, it's summertime. I was about to probably turn 16, if it's summer. Yep, July 18th, 1993, Biloxi, Mississippi. 8,600 in attendance at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum, and the buy rate was 100,000 buys for this one, Beach Blast. These are some of my favorite kind of days in terms of like the WCW aesthetic. You know, the way they looked in 91, 92, 93, that little chunk of years there just really stands out in my memory, you know, channel flipping or watching Saturday Night or watching Worldwide or watching whatever back in the day. Following WWE first, they were my favorite. They were my passion, but I would always check out WCW and always eyeball what they had going on. And they were popular, man. I mean, for a number 2 promotion, a lot of people knew who they were. People in my area of the country, I lived in the Southeast, man, there was huge WCW fans down there. Look at how good they look. It's like the Allied Powers, only better. So Bulldog was still in WCW. He'd be heading back to WWE the next year. He'd be there about a year later. Davey and Sting. He's a man called Sting.
England and America have been allies for many, many
And we've got, Tony Schiavone and Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary.
The much anticipated match is here. Beach Blast.
Mike Witt, thanks for the 5. Another request, tag team title match, Austin. Triple H defending against Benoit and Jericho, one of my all-time favorite tag team title matches. Is that match on YouTube? That's the thing. These matches have to be on YouTube for that to work. But if it's there, I like that idea. That could make the list, Mike.
Power against power. Power bombs against super
Got to remember, any match you suggest, make sure it's on the vault. Make sure it's available.
well. Sting certainly has had
I almost made that mistake. I thought of a match myself, and I started to type it in my notes to play, and I'm like, wait a second, I better see if it's available, and it wasn't.
Sting became the king of
And I was like, oh, shit.
the White Castle affair at Super Brawl '93 in that big leather strap
Look at this match.
that Vader won, the most brutal match I've ever seen in my entire life. As you take a good look at the
You got, like we said with Dustin and Jake earlier on, we got a lot of WWE 1996 in this ring right now. Vader and Bulldog, members of Camp Cornette, and Sid would win the title that year. And Sid would beat Vader to get that title shot.
on both teams. And look at the size of Sid.
And it was supposed to be Vader's title shot. Look at this. Look at the crowd just going off.
Beat Sid with a series of right hands. Reversal by Vicious. Oh, and Stinger drives him into the back.
I mean, aside from Bulldog, the other 3 guys really represent WCW to me. Sting and Sid and Vader. Even though Sid and Vader both spent a lot of time in WWE, I always thought of Sid as a WCW guy. That fucking choke slam, one-handed.
Stinger gave him everything he had.
And Sid and the British Bulldog would work at SummerSlam 1996, and Sid and Vader would work at Buried Alive 1996.
Sid Vicious. Wrong corner for Sting to be in.
You can hear Harley Race over here growling something at me, Tony. I couldn't catch all of it.
Davey would also work against Vader
We're getting all 4 of them in there.
at WrestleMania 13, correct? In the tag team title match. So much history between all these guys. Look at Sting and Bulldog up there. I will always really appreciate and respect how over Sting was with the WCW crowd. I cannot believe he was never in WWE.
There's the WCW champion Vader.
He was over with little Southern kids, with little Southern boy. If you were a 11-year-old living anywhere in the South, holy shit, you were a big Sting fan. A lot of my friends had Sting posters on their wall where I would have a Hogan poster on mine. You know, it was just different, you know. The South was different. And I was a transplant. I came from the North down there. And I mean, I'm so glad I spent so much time there because it really opened up my eyes to Southern wrestling and how great it is.
The Bulldog has said that he wants
I'll always have a ton of respect for NWA and WCW and Georgia and all those territories.
Look at Vader posing a little bit.
Everything Crockett did.
You know, Vader is like a big gorilla in there.
power against power here, Jeff says they
Power against power. Vader and Bulldog. They got that one Mania match against each other. They've been teammates. They've been adversaries in both in WWE and here. They had a couple of pay-per-view matches. Sting and or Davey and Vader went one-on-one at another big one in '93.
and Sid Vicious got a kick in for good measure there.
And we should point out that we've got fucking Fuller. We got Robert Fuller and Harley Race on the outside of the ring. And he's, what was he here? Fucking Tennessee Jack or whatever the fuck. What was he? Samurai Jack? No, Colonel Parker. Tennessee Lee. Colonel Parker, Tennessee Lee. I'm pretty sure Jarrett had to have gotten him his gig as in WWE when he came in and was backing up Jarrett for a while, because Fuller and Jarrett go way back. Because I always thought that was such a weird hire for WWE. They brought him in. Wow, there it is. Look at that vertical. God, Davey. Davey was probably near his strongest point between 91 and 93. Jesus. And Davey just bounced off of Vader.
Incredible series right there of that big hold. Picked up by Davey Boy. And then Vader with a Vader bomb. Out of the ropes. A warning from Nick Patrick about the elbow maybe being close to being a low blow.
And Harley and the Colonel are outside, ecstatic outside the ring.
And they should be. Vader.
Why does Harley look like Rip Taylor? He does, kind of. Yes, Sid right here is post-Sid Justice and pre-Psycho.
This is what Davey Boy can't afford to have happen. Whoa! Look at that, he gets caught. Wham! And then walks headfirst into Sid's size 17.
I don't recall why WWE changed it to Justice. It's just because they didn't want the connect. They didn't want people Googling Sid Vicious, because there's a whole other Sid Vicious with a whole nasty fucking story. But I guess I just liked Sid, but I never loved Sid Justice. So Psycho Sid was pretty funny. And then he was just Sid. But I think overall I liked the name Sid Vicious better. Just wish WWE would have kept him Sid Vicious.
Yep, they're packed in here. We are right along the beach in Biloxi.
I remember being so excited when he came back in 95, thinking it was going to be a big deal. He didn't do shit. They treated him like a punk. And then when he came back in 96, that's when he hit it big. He came back as Shawn's bodyguard. I'm like, oh, Sid's back. We need him. WWE desperately needs a name, a recognizable face. And he was made to look like a chump. Made to be Nash's bitch.
Vader yanks the headset off. And look at this.
All right, Vader is now maskless.
Extra fight there. And the tempers are really flaring in this match. Davey Boy Smith.
And the headgear is gone now off Vader.
Good point, Victor. Didn't think about that. Sting is the only one alive in this match. And on the outside of the ring, you got Harley, also passed away. Fuller, I'm pretty sure, is still alive, and so is Nick Patrick.
Smith again. Sends him into the left side.
So is Jesse. So is Tony. But 75% of the in-ring match here is passed away.
Send Davey Boy out of the way, but Vader follows him with a big elbow to the small of the back.
Wow, I think all Davey Boy fans worldwide breathed a sigh of relief when he moved out of that sit-out.
Look at that.
Careful, Sid. That's how you broke your leg there, if you don't forget.
Hold Smith. Big Sid comes off the ropes on him. You can hear it. The Colonel's over your shoulder, Tony, giving you hell.
He's calling Davey Boy a coward yellow dog. And I don't agree with that at all, and I don't think you would either. Davey Boy is taking quite a beating.
Yeah, I like Davey with the braids, too.
Get up!
When he came back in 94 to WWE without the braids, he looked like Ricky Martin. Go look at Ricky Martin, because Ricky Martin in the 90s had big hair like that. And I always thought Davey looked just like Ricky Martin.
He slams Big Sid, but he hurt his back.
Sid rolled out of that one, and here comes the man again.
He was living La Vida Loca. Oh, look at Race up there holding Davey.
Referee sending Vicious out.
Oh, Race will still take a bump in 93. Sure. He's only been out of the ring for 3 years at this point. Oh, wow. Sting taking out Vader, taking out Sid. Look at Sid. Oh. What a drop kick. Jesus Christ. Sting rules. You missed. Oh.
Who nailed him, and then Vader followed up, as you said, Tony, and almost decapitated the Stinger.
Yeah, Juliet, your match is up next. Triple threat coming up next, courtesy of Juliet. And you're looking at the match recommendations on the right of my screen, and they have uploaded to the vault Triple H versus Henry O. Godwin. No, Henry O, he's not Midian. Henry's just Henry. Midian's Phineas. The hog pen match is up. All right, Juliet, we could watch the hog pen match. We might have. I think we have. I think we watched Seasons Beatings a couple years ago. But the cool thing about these Vault watch-alongs is we can always revisit matches. So it's not ruled out. Oh, thanks for the reminder, Zane. I forgot Raw is at 11 a.m. tomorrow. For us California people. Yeah. I'll watch it later.
You're painting your face because you like the Stinger.
Well, maybe that's the reason. But right now, Stinger is in major trouble.
I forgot they're overseas for a while, too, WWE.
Big Vader.
The Colonel and Harley Race did a lot of congratulating on the outside. Vader, look at this.
Look at Stinger trying to cover.
God, fucking Vader just peppering Sting with them punches.
Vader with those big ham hocks. Nobody throws a harder forearm than WCW champ Big Van Vader.
You're exactly right.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to look at the card here. Was this the main event? It was. Pretty damn good card here for Beach Blast. Dustin and Rick Rude went to a 30-man fucking Broadway, or 30-minute Broadway. Hollywood Blondes, Johnny B. Bad, Regal. Orndorff versus Simmons. Holy crap. Orndorff versus Simmons. That's nuts. Oh, Tex Slashinger and Shanghai Pierce. Shanghai Pierce was who Juliet just mentioned a minute ago. Henry O. Godwin. Crazy. Beach Blast. Surprised we never watched this pay-per-view. Looks good. How come none of y'all never recommended that one summer? Come on, Sting. And biting him. He's biting him. Last two matches have had Jim Ross, Bruno Sammartino, Tony Schiavone, and Jesse the Body Ventura on the call. We are dining well tonight.
450 plus behind an elbow.
Look at the face paint on the Stingers hanging on.
What's the score on that New England game? Guess I'm rooting for the Chargers. I'm just still kind of bitter about them not being here in my lovely, beautiful, gorgeous, perfect goddamn city. For some reason, they leave.
You can see Big Sid measuring him. Whoa, the kick is good. A 47-yard field goal.
47-yard? I don't think so, Jesse.
Fans are getting behind the Stinger. Nick Patrick just said, do you want to stop? Sting shook him off. He's ready to go still. Can you believe it? How much more can he take?
Body slam.
Like,
I mean, I've seen him take punishment before.
this is a pay-per-view, and it's not one I would have bought back in '93. But if this would have been TV, if this was WCW Saturday Night or something, this match was happening, I can almost smell my house. You know, like I can the vibe, windows open, birds chirping type of thing. Actually, maybe not. It's probably hot as fuck if it was summertime, but some other time of the year. Weather was pretty awesome when I lived there. Very few complaints about southeast weather. San Diego's better, but it wasn't bad. I can hear my sister in the other room playing with some stupid toy. My mom banging pots and pans in the kitchen. I'm sitting on the living room floor, eating some chips or something. While my dad's out watering the lawn. And I'm just watching WCW. Probably got a grape soda or something next to me, some disgusting shit a kid would drink. They're like, hey, would you ever relive the 90s? In a heartbeat. Heartbeat. I'd do it all again. It was so much fun. Vader bomb coming. Look at Davey sell that. Full-blown, full-body convulsion. I mean, props to the crowd. This has been a pretty long card already. There's some pretty good matches when I just looked up the match listing here, and they are 100% invested in this. Ugh. Wow. That's WCW for. This is shit you'd never see in WWE at the time. I argue WCW might have had the better product in '93, I mean, that moonsault on a Davey and then Sting doing the running dive off from the ramp over the top rope. Davey with that crucifix. Vader's just going to land on him, though. No, he's not. And Davey beat him with the crucifix. First time I ever saw that move, Davey was the one who applied it. It was a match between the Harts and the Bulldogs in like 1985, before either one of them were champ, and Davey did that to Brett, and I was like blown away. And Davey wins the match for his team, pinning Vader with a crucifix. That was fun, especially that closing sequence there. Good stuff. WCW, man. Underrated. Underrated, for sure. All right, let's get to our next match. The next one is courtesy of the Juliet. Let me read this here. This was Super Chat from Juliet last week, shooting her shot on John Cena versus Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar from Royal Rumble 2015. And yeah, I guess this would have been, Brock would have been champ going into this, facing John Cena. Rollins, who was the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, found his way into this match. What was the story here? You guys got to fill me in on the history of this match. I think it was Cena and Brock first alone, and then they added Rollins. So Rollins, with the briefcase, gets a title shot here, which is interesting. And, of course, Rollins would cash in successfully a couple months later at WrestleMania. So this should be a fun one. I don't think I've seen this one since the night that it aired. I don't think I've ever gone back and rewatched it, but I do remember it being a good match. So let me pull it up here. I've got it pinned for you. It should be up there available now. All right, and I've got it all ready to go on my end. So thank you very much for this suggestion, Juliet. This is courtesy of her. WWE title on the line, Brock, Cena, and Rollins from 11 years ago. I have a question. How is 2015 11 years ago? How? Feels like 2 years ago to me. But it isn't. It was 11. So we're going way back here. Fun times. Cena, Brock, Rollins from the Royal Rumble 2015. All right, we'll hit play here. As always, 3, 2, 1, play, all right? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. All right, we're getting no entrances here, guys. This match is just starting. No entrances. That's one thing about these Vault Watch-alongs. We're not going to get entrances. That's fine with me.
I do not remember seeing Brock Lesnar in the shape that he looks like he's in here tonight ever before.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so this is the Rumble that was in Philly, right? That was such a disaster. Then they had the what's his dick won it?
Shades of SummerSlam.
Or 14 was a disaster with Batista, but this wasn't any better. This was Roman winning, and the crowd booed him out of the building, right? Even when The Rock came out? Yeah, this is a terrible Rumble. And then they had the snowstorm. Remember? They had the snowstorm.
Everybody's got a plan till you get punched in the mouth and until you get German suplex.
Oh, I forgot about the Rollins family or whatever this was. Oh, my God. Brock double suplexes Mercury and Noble. This is a few months after Brock completely destroyed Cena at SummerSlam. I remember a lot of fans were worried that Cena was going to win the belt back. This is great. Great start. I think fans were like, Cena's going to win the belt. Like, he already got annihilated by Lesnar. I don't think that's going to happen. Look how young Rollins is here. You know, this is crazy. I mean, all three of these guys were still there as of a month ago. I mean, Cena just retired, and Brock and Seth are still there. That's right, J&J Security, not the Rollins family. Oh, I gotta hit a couple of these super chats here. Tatanani, thanks for the 5. Walter versus Dragunov, NXT Takeover 36. That match is available. That's a good suggestion. 5 from Mike. Tajiri versus Super Crazy Mexican Death Match. For me, from ECW. Wouldn't mind seeing again. Yeah, I like that one too. That's available too, right, on YouTube? Is it up? If it's available, I like it. And you had one, Mike, that was retracted. Ooh, that was a bump. Jesus. Rollins on the shoulder there? God damn. By the way, it is 6-3 halftime. Patriots over at Chargers. Where are they at? Who's home there? Oh, it's got to be here, West Coast. It wouldn't be in New England. It's too late. It's 10 o'clock at night. It's here in Los Angeles. What are they chanting? ECW? Look how much smaller Paul Heyman is. That dude eats steak doused in butter every night of his life. Paul Heyman dines well. Rollins in with a knee strike, took them both out. Rollins really added to this match. I think another Brock and Cena match would have been too boring. And help me out. How did Rollins get this title shot? How did this title shot come to be? And how did it become a triple threat? Yeah, See, this is the year that Cena was wearing the teal, the blue. He would have his feud with Rusev, right, wearing this shit, and also the U.S. title. Open challenge. Is this the year that he had his nose relocated to the side of his face also? Lost to Kevin Owens. Remember, Cena did a lot in 2015. He would have the match with Rollins at SummerSlam, right? And Jon Stewart got involved in that. Cena was a busy man in 2015.
What are you going to do, Brock? You're not
And Brock was in great shape. Our main event, the match that we're going to close with, is from 3 years earlier, Brock Lesnar and John Cena, when Brock first came back, and he was not in very great shape. I mean, obviously he's still big and jacked like Brock, but in terms of, like, I think he's in the best shape of his life now, or since at least he was 25 and he was world champion. But when he came back in 2012, he didn't look like he was that jacked or, anything. He kind of looked kind of normal, but he had been sick and had some things wrong with him, but he would just become such a beast in these later years, like physically how he looked. Fans are not liking Cena's little shoulder tackles. They're still booing him. It's 2015. They haven't gotten over their hatred yet. Right now, the fans are happy to split their hatred between Cena and Roman, but after tonight, I think it would all be on Roman. This might have been close to the beginning of the end of the fans really being psycho about Cena, because the way Roman would win later, that would drain up all the rage most fans would have in them. They wouldn't have any left for Cena. God, there's that green shirt guy fucking 11 years ago right there in the front row. That's how long he's been going to these shows? What about the Brock Lesnar guy who just retired? Is he out there somewhere too? Oh.
Seth saving John Cena. I think Seth realizes the only chance he has of getting rid of Brock Lesnar is with the help of John Cena.
Off Leather Wings, appreciate that 5, man. What about Kevin Steen versus El Generico from Ring of Honor Final Battle 2010? It's available on YouTube. I would love to watch that. I'm pretty sure that I've only seen the highlights of that match. I don't think I've ever seen it bell to bell. So, yeah. I'm going to go back and read. That's why the super chats are so good for match suggestions, because I can go back and reread them in the, in my back end, where the comments are a little bit harder to see, but these all stick out. So I'm going to go reread these this week, and I really like that one. That's a good one. Yeah, we'll have a great lineup for next week. Regardless of how it shakes out, I think we're almost guaranteed to have a great week. And I don't think any of the matches that we pick are going to be from me. I think they're all going to come from you guys next week, because we've already gotten a lot of good ones. But I'm still going to put up the post on YouTube this week for the members, so they can just shout out suggestions. I want to give them a chance to at least recommend stuff. And if any of them stick out or stand out to me, we'll add it. Oh, my God. Springboard, and Brock caught him into an F5. Nailed him. Isn't that the same type of move that Rollins was injured on in the match with LA Knight? Didn't he kind of, he does that thing on the outside, and he kind of shakes around, and then he springboards off. Wasn't it like that? This move here on the replay. Is that what he did that got him injured? But Brock caught him and then F5'd him into oblivion. Oh, dear. Oh, I've never seen someone throw the monitor down that hard. That's what Bret Hart should have done. He should have grabbed it by the handle and whipped it. AA to Brock. Look out. Another AA. I mean, Lesnar gets immediately up after Cena's finisher. And people complain about Super Cena? What about Super Brock? I mean, I remember liking this match, and it's holding up. Oh, wow. Curb stomp to Brock. And at this point, too, another reason why I remember liking this match is because Brock wasn't working with a lot of people yet. He had only been back less than 3 years, and he'd only worked with Cena and Triple H, and then Cena again. And what did he do in the end of 2014? He won the belt at SummerSlam. What did Brock do at Survivor Series that year? It just didn't feel like he was working with a lot of variety of guys. So to see him in the ring with someone like Seth was really cool. Yeah, what did Brock do between SummerSlam and Royal Rumble? Because also now he's not carrying around both belts, I don't think, is he? He just has the one. So they've gotten rid of the WCW or the world title. Oh God, they've been doing that barricade spot for literally decades. And the fact that they still do it today in the same spot with the same silly little breakaway Mattel toy set barricade. So silly. Oh yeah, Brock did work with Punk at SummerSlam. That's right. Oh yeah, and Undertaker, of course. Brock ended the streak the previous year. Jesus. So it was either Triple H or Cena or Taker by this point, other than Punk and Rollins. Oh, they did it again. Oh, yeah, because we are watching this match on WWE's YouTube channel, so they will sometimes freeze frame shots to the head with weapons. We learned that last week. On the WWE Vault, everything appears to be in its original form, as we're going to see watching Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome later. Oh, God. Oh, God. Rollins does this? Oh, I hope they don't freeze frame it. I want to see it. Oh, my God. Did they purposely make it blurry? That is crazy. Look at that. And that's something that's been going on for decades now that's not getting old. When you dive from the top rope and you soar through the air, whether it's Shane McMahon, 28 years ago, or Seth Rollins 11 years ago, or Logan Paul right now, that shit never gets fucking old. Or Braun Breaker last week on Raw, he came flying off. Like, that would just be a bump I would be terrified to do. I'm like, I'm going to kill myself doing this. Jeez, it's gotta hurt. Brock is now taken out. Up, small package. No. Ooh. Yeah, that next match, by the way, is Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka. That one gets nuts.
Each other tonight, something has to give somewhere in this triple threat match. Watch this boot under the chin. Oh, right. No.
Damn, he caught Cena right in the face.
I think the greatest chance these two competitors, Rollins and Cena, have. Rollins in trouble. Cena, go for the AA on Seth Rollins. Deliver. Oh, no.
Wow. Rollins was such a good athlete. Still is, but he was tremendous back then.
Immortality awaits John Cena if he wins that championship again tonight. It's just him and Flair alone on top of the mountain. Paul Heyman is out here yelling.
Oh, yeah, he's going for that record right now. Or to tie it, I guess is what they're saying, right?
And somehow Seth Rollins kicks out. The greatest chance Rollins and Cena have of winning this is the fact that they've gotten rid of Brock Lesnar now.
Yeah, it's a one-on-one matchup for this point with Cena and Rollins.
And again, the champion can lose that championship, even not involved in the finish.
And triple threat rules.
Which may be the only way Brock Lesnar ever loses that championship.
As I told you, we got two doctors working on Brock Lesnar here at ringside. Meanwhile, Cena
Two doctors.
going up toward the top rope. WrestleMania looming in the background because this is what this is all about. The champion to defend at WrestleMania.
Seth Rollins trying to reverse this hit.
Cena hanging on. There's the power of Cena, but Seth Rollins, though. Seth Rollins across the
Buckle bomb.
Rollins for the win, for the championship, to go to WrestleMania, and a kick out by Cena.
Both these men down on the inside of the ring.
Hey, I like that one too, Mike. Appreciate the 5. Number one choice, if we haven't done it, is Sasha Bailey Iron Woman match from NXT. I'd watch that. I don't think we've watched it. Boy, they were young back then too, huh? Jesus.
What a hellacious match.
This is a match worthy of that honored championship. This shows you how much that title means.
John Cena struggling.
Seth Rollins looking for his first. Cena looking for his 16th. And big match John, man, just found a way to get it.
Cena for the STF. Cena of the ring. Trying to lock it in. Rollins trying to make it to a rope, but will Rollins tap out?
Who? Oh, okay.
Remember, there's no disqualifications or countouts, so won't work.
Noble and Mercury are back. J&J Security, right? Is that what it is?
Take out Cena. Good grief. The official cannot do anything about this assault by J&J Security.
This is why they were hired, like it or not.
When was Staples manager Kane? Was that like in 2014? Oh, wow. They're bringing out the stretcher for Brock for that? For the elbow drop? I am actually really surprised they're doing that for Brock. Like, Brock wouldn't immediately just get up from that.
Look at this. Shield 2.0. You gotta be kidding me. Seth Rollins is about to walk out of here. WWE.
And they Shield powerbombed
Could be it.
Get ready.
Cena.
Crowning of the future is now.
To win his first world championship and a kick out by Cena, staying in it.
Brock Lesnar down, man.
I don't think they're going to be.
I heard Brock say something. Did he say, like, how much time? Is that what he said? Is he going to, so what's probably going to happen here based on how much time is left in this match?
Barking orders out.
I think maybe Brock is going to slide in at the last minute and F5 one of these guys for the win. I don't remember exactly how it goes down, but it's something like that. Rollins has still got that yellow shit in his hair.
Paul Heyman is absolutely helpless.
And Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase in hand. He can use this to his advantage. And here it comes. And wait for it. Rollins set over the top rope.
All right, Rollins misses with the briefcase. Cena taking out J&J. I just found this time period to be so awful.
Security going to go for a ride. I think this security guard is about to be out of business.
Oh, double AA to these guys. Oh, there's Rollins. Look out. Oh, Rollins kicks out. I was like, how are you going to get out of that? Brock's not up. Brock is still selling. They've got him on the fucking stretcher now. And they're just over there buying time with Brock. I'd be worried that I'm like, you guys are making me look weak, man. I mean, even 11 years ago, as cool as that top rope to table spot is, it's relatively routine. Nobody's being hospitalized over it. It's usually just a good way to take somebody out for the rest of the match or to maybe end a last man standing match or something like that. But sometimes you just do it, and then next thing you know, you're back in the ring wrestling, and Brock has got EMTs out here for him. Oh, Rollins going for the stomp. Oh, wow. It's not capitalizing on him, though. Cena kicks out of the stomp. Fans hate it. I mean, the fans still hate him here, so they didn't, like, normally nowadays they would pop for that kick out. But back then, boo. Boo, Cena. Like, this has been a pretty good match. But a hatred for Cena would cloud everything with fans, you know? Oh, there he is. There's Brock scurrying back in finally. Jesus. German to Rollins. What's that thing called he just did? Not Falcon Arrow, but something else. What the fuck is it? Oh, Rollins flips right out of the German. They freeze-framed the briefcase shots to the head. Oh, stomp on the briefcase. There you go, Seth. Smart. Nope. F5. Is that it? Or is Cena going to save? Nope. Yes, and Brock wins. I was definitely happy about that. I didn't want to hear the fans bitching about Cena winning again. That was good. That was a 20-minute match, 24-minute match, or 22-minute match, whatever the fuck it is. And there was a lot crammed into that 22 minutes. There was no dead spaces, even when Brock was being tended to on the outside by the EMTs. Cena and Rollins was doing great things in there. We're doing great things in there. Fans weren't really appreciating it, though. I think they were so nervous that Cena was going to win the title that they weren't really appreciating, some of those sequences and kickouts there. I like that. And then Brock, I think being laid out on the outside of the ring for that long was a little bit silly. He didn't really love that, but the way he came back in there and tore through him. And there he is pinning Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble when it would be Rollins walking out with the title at WrestleMania. Wild stuff, 11 years ago. All right, this next match up, let me pin it in the chat right now. This is going to be Masato Tanaka versus Mike Awesome from ECW Heatwave, 1998. And I just always remember this one for being really brutal, and I purchased Heatwave 98 randomly. I would sometimes do that for WCW or for ECW shows if I was feeling saucy one night or if I was home or if I had nothing to do. I would sometimes just buy the pay-per-view from one of WWE's competitors. And every now and then I'd pony up for an ECW show, and I thought this would be a fun one to watch because I remember it being so unbelievably brutal. There's one powerbomb spot here where I don't remember if it's Tanaka or Awesome, which one it is. You get powerbombed from outside of the ring to the floor through a table, but there's just concrete. There's not even like a pad, and just neck head first through the table onto the concrete, just like Spike Dudley-level bumps from both guys in this match. Very, very brutal. These are the type of matches that cause CTE, so I don't know why we're watching this and sensationalizing it, but I remember watching it and ordering it from back in the day, and I thought it might be fun to revisit this one. So if you got a weak stomach, maybe just watch with one eye open and definitely put grandma to bed because this one is gnarly. We are going to watch Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome right now. Let's hit play on that one. Let me just make sure. Where are we at here? Okay, we're good. We are good. All right, we're going to go 3, 2, 1 play on Tanaka and Mike Awesome. 3, 2, 1 play. All right. Oh, hey, look, we're getting entrances. This one is from WWE's Vault channel.
In Japan, he's known as the Gladiator. Here in the States, he's simply awesome. Mike Awesome. A 295-pound plus monster.
Oh, Corporate Kane was 2003 or 13, excuse me. Thank you. Okay, good. So that was long past done. All right, Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka. Yeah, I ran to look up the date of this one, but I randomly remember ordering it. August 2nd, 98. Attendance 4,400. Buy rate 72,000. And in Dayton, Ohio, at the Hara Arena. Interesting. Yeah, I randomly bought this one. ECW shows, I think, were only $20, but I don't remember. I think they were only 20. But they might have been 30. I don't remember. And here comes Masato Tanaka. Now, they would run this back. This is one of a couple of matches they had in ECW, but they would also do this as a throwback at the One Night Stand show in like 2005 or whatever, which was crazy. But some of the chair shots here they're hard to watch. Right up there, if not worse, than Rock and Mankind from the Royal Rumble. Like I said, make sure Grandma is in bed. You know how grandmas like to be staying up late. Don't let her.
295 pounds, Mike Awesome! And his opponent from Yagawama, Japan.
Yagawama.
Weighing in tonight at 236 pounds, Masato Tanaka!
I was saying earlier, Awesome went on to dominate Tanaka again.
I always loved Mike Awesome. As a wrestler, though,
Independent world title and the FMW Brax Nuss title.
I feel like the way all that went down with him going to WCW just, maybe wasn't the right
What Tanaka did
career move or something. It just kind of, he made some money, but
November 28th of last year when he beat Mike Awesome
he never had the best reputation after that, and he died young.
very recently.
But man, he was before his time.
Great agility by the big man. This could be over fast. No, 2 count.
I mean, Awesome would have made a great Kane.
You can tell he's powerful by
You put that red suit and mask on Awesome, he'd be every bit as good, if not better, than Glenn Jacobs.
into the midsection in a side headlock.
I think maybe the demise of his career I'll never forget. I happened to be watching Nitro that night. I rarely did, but it was right after Mike Awesome debuted, and there's a segment on TV with him and Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash called him Eddie Money, and I just laughed. I was like, that is the funniest fucking thing. He does look like Eddie Money.
Hands on his feet.
Oh,
Slingshot shoulder block.
and he had that mullet.
Right into it. Splash by Awesome. 2 count only.
One thing about Tanaka that we have seen here in his short stay in ECW has been that he can absorb an incredible amount of punishment and come back.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. nothing but concrete. Mike Awesome, a man that size, flying over the top rope, head first onto the concrete, and his head slides underneath the guardrail. I just love that it's just raw concrete with cables for the and electrical wires down there. Awesome, Mike Awesome. I was always a big fan. He's huge. Jeez. He's right up. The bumps they were taking, just the headshots, the bumps on the outside.
Did you see what I was talking about? After that huge belly-to-back suplex, Tanaka gets right back up. He refuses.
Oh, yeah, we got Shane Douglas on commentary for this. Yeah, Juliet, I think eventually we're going to get to that Flair and Steamboat match from '89. I can't imagine us not getting to that one. Uh-oh. We're going to get a running start. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. 40-yard dash, chair shot to the face. Oh, nice drop kick. Sold that just like the translator guy on Dynamite. That cracked me up. The way he sold that punch and landed on his back. Popped me for like a solid hour. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, they gave him kind of like an 80s gimmick though, but it was more like what he liked the bigger women, right? He liked lots of love. That's the type of gimmicks he did back then. Oh, stupid ones. Jesus, we got a fencing match here with chairs. One of them could easily break, fly off into the crowd, and poke a dude's eye out. Now he has one eye less than the amount that he had before he got to the show. He's reduced the amount of eyes he has by 50%, which, if you do the math, that's damn near half. It could be a lawsuit. ECW's lucky they survived with some of the shit they did.
I'm sorry. Is Big Mike Awesome going to get back in the ring and just take a count out? I don't think so. He doesn't go that way. He likes to smash his opponents into punishment.
Oh, my God. Jesus. That's another thing they would do in ECW. Rob Van Dam would do it too. Springboard, and so would Sabu. Springboard from the top rope over the barricade. And I think you could get more spring off those cables than you could on WWE's ropes. So I think you could get some pretty good air in WCW and ECW rings. Plus, in ECW, the guardrail was a little bit closer, but not that much closer. And the fact that you're diving that far. Yeah, and you're 6'8", 300 pounds doing that shit. Like, if I'm just sitting there in the crowd eating, some gobstoppers or something, and I look up, and here comes 6'8", 320-pound kamikaze, 20 feet in the air, and gravity is bringing him towards me and my face and my snacks, I'd die. Oh, Love a good Alabama slam. One of my favorite moves because it's fucking believable and it looks like it hurts like shit. You come down with so much force and momentum on those.
Big man again going up top. He looks so natural up there. Awesome splash.
Awesome had a pretty good frog splash, although he wouldn't do much. He would just kind of like fly with his arms and legs out.
Fighting Hart. And it's endeared him to the fans here in ECW in his very short tenure here. The big man's got a chair.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tanaka's getting up.
And he's getting up.
Awesome was gonna cave in the skull of Masato Tanaka. Move to the midsection.
Nope.
Awesome slides. Ducks the clothesline.
Oh,
Look at the chair. Forget about it. It's over.
the chair is literally bent. And it wasn't his head that bent it, it was his face that bent it.
He refuses to stay down.
And the fans look at them. This is ECW.
Mike Awesome damn near destroyed that steel chair on the skull of Masato Tanaka.
I mean, they're going to have to buy a whole new chair now because of what Masato Tanaka's face did to it. Look at this. Running power bomb.
There's a running release awesome bomb. Mike Awesome telling everyone here.
Okay, this might be... I know one of them takes one of the worst bumps I've ever seen. Probably onto this table right here. And I'm guessing it's going to be Tanaka. Unless he reverses it.
Down in the ring. Why not try to pin him?
It might be Awesome that takes it, actually, now that I think about it. I'm going to find out how good my memory is. I think it's Awesome.
Mike Awesome with a rare appearance here in the States. Wants to make a statement. The world is watching ECW.
I mean, what's going on? Does anybody know what's up with Masato Tanaka these days? How's he doing?
Pin him.
Has he got all of his faculties and shit?
Pin him, Awesome.
He's not passed away from what I remember. I'm pretty sure he's alive and well.
He's going to awesome bomb him through the table.
Oh, here we go.
Concrete.
Awesome bombed. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Tanaka wriggles free. Boot to the face. Huge close.
I thought that might have been the table bump. Oh, this might be it. Well, he got out of it again.
Again, saving his own life. Pair of elbows right to the jaw.
Oh, wow. Oh, God, it is Awesome. God, Jesus Christ. Ugh. Look at the fans. He almost died. He almost died. He almost died. He might have died. We don't know. We're cheering anyway. Holy crap. Like, how do you even survive that? Like, there's no way to break your fall. You're just neck first. Fucking Joe Dirt style. Luckily, my neck broke my fall. Like, Jesus.
And threw him over the tape, over the top rope. Threw a table to the concrete floor.
Justified holy shit chance. If there's ever a time for a holy shit chant, that's it. Because that is just the level of risk involved in a bump like that. Risk reward is not there. That's what I'm saying about all these fans that think all these conversations about these bumps on the head and violence and blood, and none of these conversations are not new. If you're young, this is not the first time these conversations have happened. There's a lot of those discussions after pay-per-views like this back in these days too. Awesome kicks out of that. Brock Lesnar had to be carted out nearly by the EMTs for an elbow drop. And Awesome is back in there fighting after a bump like that. Nope. Nope. I always liked ECW's counts because they were super fast.
Live on pay-per-view, these men know what a victory here means. They're running. They're
Tanaka's building a little
point. This is
chair fort here. Tornado DDT on the chair. God. Oh, and he beat him with it. Sweet. Terrible network edit here on the music, which sucks. Oh, yeah, that's hideous music there, isn't it? I got something sticky in my keyboard. All right, let's get the next one ready here. I'm going to pin the next match, which I think will be a fun one because I have seen this, but it's been many, many years. It's going to be Bret Hart and Randy Savage when both of them were champions. Bret Hart was the Intercontinental Champion, and Randy Savage was the WWE Champion. So you had my two favorite title belts, the two that you see hanging behind me, teaming up on one side here in the summer of 1992. So that's going to be the match we're going to watch here in just a second after Masato Tanaka is done celebrating. Just absolute brutality. Those matches were crazy, and it's every bit as gnarly as I remember it being. So anyway, yeah, this one is Randy Savage and Bret the Hitman Hart teaming up to face Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. This is from the summer of 1992, prior to SummerSlam. So Bret has not dropped the title to Davey yet, and Savage has not also yet dropped the title back to Ric Flair, which he would do on television, I think right after SummerSlam in 92. So that's going to be the match we're going to hit next. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a beverage, and then we will hit play together. Thanks for hanging out. We should have this one wrapped up probably near the top of the hour. Be right back. All right, we are back. All right, it is time for the next one. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out. This has been a fun one, and I can already tell that next week's Vault Watch Along is going to have a stacked ass lineup. I can't wait to kind of put that together and make sure we select all the correct matches and put together one hell of a lineup for next week. It's looking good so far. So this next one should be fun. July 20th, 1992 is, I guess when it was taped, I suppose. Must have been taped, and this must have been released on a Coliseum video. I have seen it before, but I don't remember where, so maybe we can dig up some facts about this match as we watch it. But let's go ahead and hit play now on the next one. Savage and Bret versus Flair and Michaels. This should be wild. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Oh, no entrances, son of a bitch. I was hoping for entrances here.
Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, the Intercontinental Champion,
Bret and Savage together. Look at these Hall of Famers. Holy crap.
he'll be the first man in World Wrestling Federation.
You got my number 1 and number 2 favorites ever on one side, and I'd probably put Shawn in my top 10.
Triple double.
Right, two-time tag, two-time Intercontinental, and
Oh, I thought that's like that. 2 scoops of chocolate, 2 scoops of raspberry, 2 scoops of strawberry, and then
Okay, hold on a second.
Flair and Michaels. This is going to be an outstanding match.
Jim Ross is on the call with Bobby the Brain Heenan.
No, you're right about that. Thought of bow tie out. Hard track takeover.
So did Bobby and Jim Ross record a voiceover for this in 93, nearly a year later, and that's when this was released? How would Ross be on the call for this?
He's a nice man. He and Helen.
It's extremely interesting.
Nice go. One of each, huh?
Must have been dubbed. Yeah, otherwise I don't know how this is possible. Very interesting. We got to figure out the story about this. So, yeah, obviously, you know, Ross didn't get there until WrestleMania 93, so this must have been for a Coliseum video. And Bobby Heenan, who was still there, who wouldn't leave until late 93, must have recorded a voiceover with Jim Ross for... They probably had this match recorded and then decided to release it on a future video and had Ross and Heenan do the voiceover. Interesting.
Well, he's a macho man, he thinks. He's very proud of himself. Real rugged, tough guy, which he is.
And Flair, when this video was probably released, Flair by this point was gone. That's very interesting that we're watching Jim Ross call a Ric Flair WWE match from Ric Flair's 91-92 run. I really like that. I think that's a really fun fact right there.
Walk in the aisle, and the Macho Man, reigning WWF champion, collar and elbow tie up. Flair forces Savage back into the corner.
Intimidation.
Well, Flair's got a lot of confidence, doesn't he?
Always has.
Another collar and elbow. Flair with the advantage. Side headlock.
Boy, things are going to change dramatically in the WWE in just a few months here from the time this match was recorded. I'm assuming the July 20th date on this is the date it was recorded. So we're about to have the SummerSlam match. Brett's going to drop the title to Davey. A couple weeks after that, Savage is going to drop the title back to Flair. And then Brett's going to beat Flair for the title, and Shawn's going to beat Davey. So there's a whole bunch of titles moving around, and Perfect is going to come out of retirement and get back in the ring. And Flair is going to leave and go to WCW. So much is going to be different in like 2 months. Sherry. That is kind of cool, too, to see Sherry on the outside of the ring there because she's backing up Shawn, but in WCW, she would back up Flair. She would be sensuous Sherry, remember? And she's also used to back up Randy Savage. So she's been with all these men. Sherry gets around. But all 4 of these men held the Winged Eagle title, and I think only 11 men in history have held that belt. And 4 of them are in this match by themselves. With legendary manager Sherry on the outside, legendary wrestler Kurt Hennig on the outside, and Hall of Famer, legendary referee Earl Hebner. What a great time.
Wrestling by Hart. And look at Savage up on top. And he's at home up there. Great
He's at home up there.
Savage coming off the top, right on the arm.
I used to be able to walk to all 4 corners.
What's that got to do with the top rope? Talk about your neighborhood, aren't you?
I was never on the top rope. No, just around the ring. Right. See, why climb the top? You don't have to.
Michael's trying to make the tag with Flair. And Michael's forcing Savage back in the corner like he had a handful. He did have a handful of hair there.
Look at the time. What a great match.
It's amazing, isn't it? They've battled for quite a while already. And Savage catches Michaels with a clothesline. Makes a very timely tag to the Hitman.
I love the double team by Brett and Savage. I mean, Brett and Savage would only have they'd have one good match on Saturday Night's Main Event in '88 because Brett cost or 87, excuse me, because Brett cost Savage the Intercontinental title against Honky. And then they teamed here once, and they might have had one. There might have been a match in Japan or something like that. I can't remember, but they didn't interact too much. But in WCW, they had a couple matches, I think. I think they teamed and they faced each other there much later in like 98 or whatever it was, which I hate to think about Brett there at that time, but he was.
Backs Hart violently into that corner, very aggressively, and then scoops him up. Nice slam by Shawn Michaels, and he makes a much-needed tag to the Nature Boy. He's stopping that. Oh, Flair missed the elbow.
I'm not worried. Perfect's out there.
He's not wooing now. Oh, what a chop. Hear that.
Yes, they can have ears or a mirror for you.
Great right hand.
Nice little shot to the nose. Those things don't knock you out. What they do
Yeah, it is wild that that Heenan and Ross probably voiced this match when Flair was in WCW.
taste in your mouth,
Nuts.
no idea where you're at. That's a great move.
Well, thanks for that vivid description. Irish scissor. And Flair up and over.
Oh, this is from Grudges, Gripes, and Grunts. I have that. I think 2 copies of that, and it's sealed. So that's why I didn't know where this match was, because I've never opened up that videotape before. But it's in my collection, and it's still in the shrink wrap. So I never converted that to a digital copy. But yeah, I've got Grudges, Gripes, and Grunts. Interesting. So that's where this was. I wish I had it handy. I'd grab it off the shelf. If we were back at the house, I'd grab it off the shelf and read the date on it. See when it came out.
Hands by Savage. Flair in. Oh, converted atomic drop. He drove his knee right up into the spine of Macho Man Randy Savage. And Flair going for the figure four.
And Flair and Shawn Michaels, they would have a pretty solid like TV match when Shawn was still in the Rockers, like right near the end of the Rockers before the split.
High hip block tap over Michaels trying to come in. Michaels get the tag. Oh, martial arts kick there. No, Michaels going back outside. Scary Sherry there distracting the referee.
Oh, thank you, Colin, for tweeting me the card for that Barcelona show. Damn. Oh, Ric Flair versus Texas Tornado? That's awesome. Rematch from Texas Stadium from 1984. Holy crap. Piper, Barbarian, Bulldog, Earthquake, Matador, Undertaker, Piper, oh yeah. Rockers, Power and Glory. Interesting.
Barrel already spitting, but
She's beautiful. She is.
Nature Boy Ric Flair now. Another chop, and down goes the WWF champion. Tag has been made now. Here comes Michaels.
Yeah, it's got the primetime banner up there. You would always see that on a lot of the Coliseum videos. You'd see you'd see Superstars banners up there, primetime banners. Just depends on which one of those shows they were running the dark matches and taping those matches for video. So you would see that all the time. And most of the time it was primetime.
Snapmare, what are you talking about?
Oh, that's Sterno. I'm sorry. You used to drink that, didn't you? No, maybe I'm wrong. Of course not.
Michaels with that foot right to the throat. Bret Hart, and look at Flair getting that advantage cheaply. The blue light special by Flair.
Look at Sherry.
Scary Sherry.
That's so crazy. Sherry putting it to Macho Man. Man.
Boy, Savage
All the history between those two. My God.
illegally by Flair, and then that insult to the injury.
Mr. P, my man.
Sherry got involved. Tag made.
Sherry turned on Savage at WrestleMania 7. That was so great.
Savage down from a double elbow.
For two individual wrestlers that their whole career have been, they depended on themselves. This is a great move.
Oh, Pats are pulling away, huh?
I'm amazed. This is a great match.
Oh, yeah, 16-3.
What a cheap shot.
9 minutes left in the fourth. Yep, it's looking pretty good for New England.
The Macho Man here.
Oh, my God,
And look
again.
at this. Where you going?
I may take a shot at him, too. Obviously, it don't cost anything.
Michaels is choking Savage with that tag team rope.
Now, her naked is a little bit outlandish, but you have to be into that. I like fashion.
Shh.
You never went down Melrose
Bobby Heenan.
in Los Angeles? In Hollywood? No. Oh, where the shops at?
Yeah, Juliet, I thought about that one too. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels ladder match from probably the same set of tapings here. It's the next day. Primetime wrestling. And that's kind of the walkthrough. I've seen that match. That match is on a couple of different Bret Hart Coliseum videos that I have. And I do remember it being somewhat boring, but it's kind of interesting. We should watch it anyway because it's more of like a walkthrough, like an exhibition. They don't go too crazy with the ladder. They're just, I think Bret has told the story in his book that it's kind of like that's him showing the match to Vince, just giving them an idea of what the match is. Because they were doing those matches a lot in Stampede. And so they didn't really risk too much in that match, but I've seen it a few times, but it's been many years since I have seen it, so I think it's going to make the list, Juliet, at some point. If you're watching on a computer, that match is probably likely recommended to you right at the right of your screen there. It is for me. I see it right there. It's 14 or almost 15 minutes long. I know Bret's talked about being bitter that he's claimed that when he showed WWE the ladder match, he made them promise that they would only do it with him, and then he was like butthurt about them doing it with Shawn and Razor. But I'm like, Bret, on that very same show that they did that on, what did you do? You made history with your brother in the opener, and you won the fucking title in the main event. Shut up. Shut up, Bret. That ladder match was awesome, and I'm glad we got it. And plus, you won the title. Quit your bitching. Quit your bitching. You still had the better night. Look at this bullshit. One. I mean, we've heard about that. Oh, look at Bret. He almost fell inside the ring trying to tag Savage. But we've heard the story about Savage pitching like this long-term angle, like this year-long run with Shawn. I think that would have been great to see play out. Vince is such an idiot. I would have loved to see that and Savage, endorsing and putting over Shawn at the end of it. Would have been tremendous. It would have been a true passing of the torch because Shawn was flashy and flamboyant, like Savage was. And it would have been a natural, baton passing between those two. I don't know why people call Vince a genius. He isn't. If anything, he's lucky. But he has had so many golden opportunities that he has just pissed away or dismissed as not good ideas when they would have been great ideas. He has very little clue what the fan wants. He doesn't find out until it's too late. Or if the fans just flat out tell him, like they did with Austin, push this motherfucker. By the time Vince realized that Cruiserweight Wrestling drew, there was no Cruiserweight wrestlers left for him to take. They made a big deal about signing Taka Michinoku. Oh, Savage right back up. Oh, perfect. Tried to grab him. Oh, Flair with the classic Flair sell. Love it. Love it. Flair does not succeed when he does this. Makes a tag to Bret. Come on, put Shawn away. Or put Flair away. And this is going to be a match in Saskatoon in just a couple of months for the championship. Bret taking out Shawn. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Flair tried to do his Flair thing. Didn't work out. Ah, Shawn is straddled.
Flair on the apron. He's front face lock. Is he going to be suplexed? Yes, he is. The suplex outside back in.
But he doesn't cover him. Not that I want him to, but he's missing his. I don't know what they're going through their mind.
Backbreaker right there. Lateral press, and Michaels interrupts the count. It's Savage.
Savage with a go behind on Shawn there.
Who's the legal man, Ross? Who is the legal man?
I think it's Flair and
Oh, we got Sherry up in the apron. And Sherry's going to be, or she is with Shawn. Yes.
and they're going to call them out. Savage and Hitman are going to win.
And it was Savage pinning Shawn on the roll up there. Sherry jumping her ass up there, screwing her own team. I'm glad we watched that one. I haven't seen this match in so many years. But there it was there on the vault. I'm like, oh, we got to do that one. All right, that's going to leave us as Brett and Savage are celebrating together here. They don't have their titles, so maybe they had them come out with without the titles. Like, they cut a promo for this match on TV where they had their titles, but maybe they had them come out without them because by the time this aired, neither one would be champ. I'm not sure, but they celebrated there, and that leaves us with our main event. This one's going to be good. This is Brock Lesnar's return to the WWE after all that time off. He's back now. He's facing John Cena at Extreme Rules. Brock, of course, returned the night after WrestleMania, 28, attacked John Cena, and that set up, that was the night after John Cena lost to The Rock, and that set up this big match at Extreme Rules, our first time seeing Brock Lesnar back in the ring, and this was a wild match. This match blew my mind. It didn't go the way I thought it would go. I was blown away that we were even seeing it. I didn't know if we were ever going to see Brock Lesnar back, and then when he comes back, he immediately targets John Cena, of all people, the night after WrestleMania. And Cena, after losing to The Rock, and now he's got to face Brock Lesnar. Surely Brock's not going to come back and lose his first match back. So for this match to go the way it went has always shocked me. And I remember watching it that night being shocked. And this was pretty early on in our YouTube run here. And I wasn't doing this for very long. And watching this match blew my mind. But looking back, it made sense, Brock Lesnar coming back after, kind of a tense relationship or tense split from WWE years earlier. And this was maybe like a sign of good faith match or, something that Brock needed to do. He's going to come back, put somebody over right away, and then they'll do business just to make sure Brock was in it for the long haul. I don't know, but it reminded me a lot of like when Hogan came back in 2002, how he jobbed to everybody. And then after he was done doing all those jobs, then he started kind of winning again and they immortalized him. But Brock coming back here, he turned into this like unstoppable, box office draw in like 2014 when he ended the streak. But just 2 years earlier, he was losing this really, really big match, his return match against John Cena. John Cena was somebody that Brock had previously dominated years earlier when they were on SmackDown. And now the roles are reversed. Brock's been gone. Cena has risen to, into icon status. And here they are facing off at Extreme Rules 2012. So hopefully you've got it queued up there. And this one's 28 minutes long. We better hit play on this because we are running long. We usually try not to go beyond 3 hours, but we're going to go a little bit beyond 3 hours tonight. So I appreciate you staying up late on this Sunday evening. All right, here we go. Brock and Cena, Extreme Rules. 3, 2, 1, play. We might get... Oh, this is in Chicago. I didn't know that. We're going to get entrances, I think. All right, Brock out first. What an arena. I never knew that this match, or I forgot, I guess. I shouldn't say I never knew because I watched this show and probably reviewed it. But I kind of forgot that this match takes place in Chicago. Look at the size of that set. Is that for real? Is the building even big enough to hold a set? Jesus Christ, that's huge. Brock just looks so small coming out of it. See here he looks pretty jacked. But I just felt like the night that he returned, he didn't look like he was all that big. And so Brock is back, leaving in 2004. He's been gone 8 years. And that was one of the biggest, night after WrestleMania returns in history was when Brock came back in 2002. And Cena was wearing in 2012, and Cena was wearing the green, right? And they fought, and Cena got his mouth busted open and all that. And we remember when Brock came back, we were reading about Brock negotiating, the ability to have advertisements on his gear. This is something that Vince never would consider with anybody. But I think, they knew what a draw Brock was going to be if they brought him back in. And Brock wasn't even in full WWE shape here yet. I mean, this is his first match back. It's been a while. He would get more jacked and more tanned as the years would go on. But Brock is back after all these years. Wild. All right, main event time of the watch-along this evening for this week. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Extreme Rules 2012. Here comes Cena with his chain and his little master lock. It's adorbs. He knows he's heading for a fight. And it's interesting, too, it shouldn't have surprised me at the time that Cena won this match, but it did. To me, I was like, how are they going to beat Brock? But Cena, right after losing to The Rock, this was like a big bounce-back win for him. And help me out, because I don't remember the story, but I'm pretty sure, wasn't there something with Cena to where he was, supposed to take time off after this? Or we had heard that he was going to take some time off, but he didn't. He cut a promo about it or something. Cena here is still in great peak physical condition, and he's rekindling his rivalry with Brock. A lot has changed in 8 years. Brock and Cena were last kind of feuding or having matches with each other in 2003? So this is now 9 years later, and John Cena, while Brock has been away playing football and punchy face, Cena has been immortalizing himself in WWE babyface superstardom. I mean, it's Hogan, and it's Cena, and it's Cody. I mean, it's a short list of people who were like that. Oh, man, those elbows are just sick. Oh. And this is one thing I remember, that particular clothesline right there. I think that's just... Oh, and right off the bat, Cena's opened up, and I think he's opened up fucking hard way. This is the same thing that Brock did to Randy Orton at SummerSlam. He just legit elbows his head. Brock did the same thing to me. See right there? Brock did that with his elbow. He came over. We got into it. Obviously, I won the fight, but he did get one shot in up there. Brock is still in the hospital recovering from the ass whipping I gave him, but it's a good Brock elbow. That's what will happen right there. I bled a little bit, just like Cena's bleeding now. He's bleeding a lot, too. He's bleeding so much that the blood is on Brock Lesnar's back. Fans are booing. This is an Extreme Rules match, so everything goes here. Yeah, right there. Oh. God damn.
And then this vicious clothesline you're about to see didn't help things either. Watch that. I think it was this third big elbow.
I love how they're slowing it down. Yeah, because there doesn't appear to be a blade job going on there. I mean, oh, that one. Jesus. I love how they keep... God damn. The fact that you can just use your elbow to open someone up that bad. The force that you have to do that's probably pretty high. You can easily get a concussion. Jesus. I haven't watched the Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar match from SummerSlam. That was like 2016. I haven't watched that match since it happened. I remember just not liking it and being like, what are they doing? Like, what is this finish? What is wrong with this company? Like, none of that made any sense. You know, that was a dream match, Lesnar and Orton. I'm like, why would they end it like that? If I thought Orton was going to lead to Orton coming back or getting some revenge or something like that. And it was just, that was the end of it. I don't think they faced since. Yeah, it was the only time they ever faced, right? Cena is in a bad way here. And so a lot of this match is just Cena slowly getting up, Brock knocking him back down. Getting back up again, Brock knocking him back down. And that's all this is. Here come the Germans. Oh, no kidding, Ryan. Okay, they've got the post-match is a part of this. Okay, so is that the promo where Cena says he's got to leave or something? Yeah, I don't remember the story. But, okay, so I wasn't thinking it was on this show. I was thinking it was somewhere else that Cena cut that promo. But no, I guess it's here. Okay. That's why it's such a long-ass match. Charles Robinson got taken out. I didn't realize this match took place in Chicago. This is the same building that just less than a year earlier, Punk and Cena had that crazy one for the title. Brock licking the blood. I don't know. Nope. Not for me. Oh, is that what Cena did next? Was it a Johnny Ace and Big Show feud? My God, I block a lot of this time of WWE out. I can give you date and title changes like it's nothing in the 80s and 90s, but man, by the time you get to this era, literally right after I consume it, I forget it. Because it's just not, it's not memorable. Some of it is. Like, this is memorable. I remember this match. Yeah, I know. The Brock Orton match from 2002 exists. So that is theirs. That's the other match between them. But in terms of them when they were both huge stars, just that one, you know, and like we should have gotten more. Just got a whole program out of those guys. Maybe we still can. I mean, I pitched that several months ago that when Brock retires, Obviously, Gunther would be the best option for that, but I wouldn't mind Randy Orton getting a little bit of that revenge right at the end. Do one more Orton and Lesnar match, but this time make it a feud and have Orton win it. Win the feud. Ooh, God. Charles Robinson really did get taken out. Little Nate might have broke his little jaw. Oh, Lesnar's got the chain. Cena's already busted open from those brutal-ass elbows to the head. Busted him wide open. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing this big elbow knot. I've gotten a few of those. I have some pictures I could show you. I think there's a name for it, but if I just lightly bang my elbow on something in a certain way, it will puff up with, like I guess, fluid or something and just be huge. And it takes, and it hurts. And it hurts for a couple of weeks, and it takes a while for it all just to go away. And eventually it does. Cena's now tied up with his own chain. So if I was a wrestler, I'd have to wear elbow pads or I'd be fucked. Brock is taunting Cena and his green wristbands. Oh, my God. Boom. Oh, yeah. That just reminds me. Isn't there some sort of sick-ass Brock bump in this match? Doesn't he fly over and almost die? He does something where he flies over the rope and lands very badly on the outside. Thanks for the 2, Foxstar. Yeah, I remember Brock and Orton from 02. That was September 5th, 02. One day before my 25th birthday. Was the first time they ever faced. That's how old I am. Look at this. This is a very freaky and perverse trio woe. This is a trio. Holy shit, baby. This is not even a trio woe. I don't know what you call this, Tony. He's got his legs chained up on the backside. No man's land right here. No man's land. Look at I love that. Yeah, that's not where you want to be. You're lucky. John Cena, you got off easy. There's all sorts of things he could have done to you when you were in that. Look at Robinson, a literal corpse. He is a corpse, a no longer living human body laying there on the outside of the ring. Cena finally with some offense. Nope. Every time he mounts an offensive, it's nope. This one's great. I haven't seen this in so many years, man. But I do remember how it was just a methodical domination by Brock with a few flurries of offense from Cena. Lifts him up with one hand. I mean, it's basically the SummerSlam 2014 match, only Cena wins. Otherwise, it's all Brock here. He's dangerous. Tito, if I have some food up here, I'll give it to you. I got a little bit. Here, you want some? Here. Give Tito a little food. He eats right behind me. That's where his water bowl is. And his food. There we go. Nope. Countered. F5. And Nate is taken out again. Do we not have any other referees back there? Oh, and he can't count. So Lesnar just basically beat Cena there. Finally another ref. One. Is that Nicholas's dad? Nicholas is probably married with kids now. Oh, no. Well, Lil Nate just got taken out twice, and then Brock intentionally takes out the replacement ref for some reason. When all he's got to do is hit Cena with another F5 and win the match. So Brock is not the smart. Oh, and he can barely lift them steps. Oh, no, he's going to struggle. He's going to struggle to get those in the ring. Nope, he did it. Phew. I was like, Brock, don't try to throw those over the top rope. You might not succeed. Yeah, we've been getting Bork laser signs ever since 2012. When did that all start? We're 14 years into Bork laser. Oh, look at Cena, please. Cena fighting. Oh, wow. Yeah. Now he's got the Kimura lock on the stairs. Not that that matters, but there's no referee to call for the bell, so you can just break Cena's arm here. Ow, Jesus. I mean, Cena was always willing to go out there and take his lumps, man. He might have won a lot, but he certainly wasn't having an easy go of it out there. I mean, he took so many. I mean, even those knees to the ribs, did they need to be that stiff? You know, they were been laying everything in this match. Cena was probably told Brock, beat the shit out of me. That's what we're out there to do. And know at the end of the match when I hit you with that chain that I'm gonna lay it in. I'm gonna wrap my potato in a chain. So be ready. Cena's got a hole in his head. Let's hope not. Cena's going to the, is he going to do the leg drop? Onto the steps? Please hit it. Nope. Oh, God. I really wish he would have hit that. That would have been such an awkward because Brock was laying on the point there of that step. And that guillotine would have punctured him. Look at Brock. He doesn't know what's going on. Maybe this is the bump I'm thinking of. He does something insanely stupid, doesn't he? This is it? This is WrestleMania 19 level stupid right here? Yeah. This has got to be it. Or no, John Cena might have the chain here. No, he doesn't. Cena's trying to pull himself back up. What the fuck? Look at this shit. Jesus. Oh. I mean, he came off the rope, off the stairs, over the top rope, and just flat onto his head on the outside. Up the stair. Oh, I don't know if he I guess he overshot that. I don't know if Brock thought he was going to land on the inside of the ropes, and he just went over top of them. He seems to be fine. And there, Cena's got the chain right there. I can't imagine that spot went exactly as planned. Tito has arrived. Okay, yeah, so he must have planned something like that. Maybe he didn't plan to go over the top rope, though. I think he meant to land on the inside, so he's going to go for it again here. Basically the same thing on Cena. This time, Cena's got the chain in his hand. Oh. And Brock eats it. You shouldn't have thrown it down. You should have kept it. Here it comes. God, you can see the gash in Cena's head, how huge it is. Jesus. Lesnar opened him up. Now, is he going to just AA and finish it right here? Ah, right onto the steps and covers him on one. And Cena wins. I was blown away by that finish. I mean, I shouldn't be. It's John Cena. You should put him over in that situation. You know, especially by the way Brock left. You know, you're not going to come in and beat our man right off the bat. You know, show that you'll do business first. Let's establish that Cena can beat you, and then we will do whatever after that. Whew. But that was up there. I mean, I was really shocked by that. I was shocked similarly to how I was shocked by Goldberg and Brock at Survivor Series. I think I was a little more shocked by that one, but this one was, to me, pretty wild. I kind of thought maybe at the time, I don't remember, but maybe I thought that Brock was going to, since it was Extreme Rules, was just going to annihilate Cena or just use a lot of weapons or do something to him to injure him and knock him out of action for a while, and then he would come back. But John Cena actually winning and beating Brock. And see, look at Brock, you know, selling. He's looking around. I mean, Brock was, by this point, he was humbled. You know, he had a couple losses in UFC, one of them pretty bad. And so he realized he's not human, and now he's coming back just to, because he's already so believable. And for as much as Brock won, he definitely would do business. The only time that I felt like he was being, that I wish he was a better Brock Lesnar was probably at WrestleMania 32 against Dean Ambrose. I thought that match should have been way more fun than it was. And we got at least our 9th replay here on these Brock Lesnar elbows to John Cena's head. That one. That's the one that did it right there. That's the one that opened him up. I mean, I just can't imagine that can be good for your brain to take those elbow shots like that. I mean, this is only 5 years after Chris Benoit and after WWE had kind of gone in a more PG direction. So for them to really have a match like this where they're really laying in the shots, they're using weapons, you got blood on both guys, blunt force trauma type of offense to the body, to the ribs, to the head, to the neck, chest, breast, and head. I'll brush your mouth like Colgate. I've never worn another man's sweater or the next man's sweater. I don't think I ever would. So apparently John Cena cuts a promo here about taking time off or something like that. I don't even know if we need to listen to this, do we? But that is pretty much going to conclude this week's Vault Watch Along. So we definitely have some good ones set for next week for sure. Let me check. I want to let you guys know for sure the ones you can count on. I'm going to make the I'll put together the list this week, and I will also put up a post for the members so you guys can suggest matches. Yeah, we're gonna get next week Rock versus Rob Van Dam for the WCW title from Raw, September 2001. Sting versus DDP. World title match Nitro, April 26th, 1999. Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. 2 out of 3 falls. Takeover New York 2019. Those are guaranteed to be on. And there was a lot of other good suggestions throughout the night in the chats as well. So I will review those and we will pick some good shit for next week. The lineup's going to be good. So I don't think there's really a reason to watch this John Cena promo unless you guys want to. We hear what he has to say here.
Get sent home for speaking when I'm not spoken to, but I think I'm headed home anyway. And if I know my boss, he's going to kick me out the door, but he's going to do it on air. So I hope this is for the world to see. Chicago, I know this is CM Punk's town, but above all else, this is a wrestling town.
It feels like there's a lot of... Rock did one of these after the Goldberg match in 2003 after WrestleMania.
I got no left arm, I'm tasting my own blood, and I'm damn proud to say it was in Chicago, Illinois. All of us, good guys, bad guys, big guys, small guys,
Cutting a promo after a match like that against Brock Lesnar, that's...
every night for you guys.
What a stud.
And if I got to take a vacation, so be it. If I'm going away for a while, I just want to say thanks for one hell of a last ride. I feel great tonight, even with this Chicago crowd that may or may not like me. I listen to that, and I think if I'm going out, I wouldn't want to do it any other way. Thank you guys so much. Get home safe.
Sweet. All right. I mean, he really wouldn't leave, would he? He'd just stick around, so I don't really know what that was about or the context of it, but apparently he was going to leave maybe and take a little bit of time off, but then he didn't. Whatever. Either way, that was a damn good match to rewatch. It definitely lived up to what I remember it being. Brutal, good stuff, and a reminder of why Cena's the legend that he is. So we got a double dose of Cena and Brock tonight with a little sprinkle of Seth Rollins. That was kind of nice. All right. Vault Watch Along week number 2 in the books. That was a lot of fun, guys. I appreciate it. I think next week's lineup is going to be even better than this one, and I'm probably going to have 100% of the matches chosen by you guys. I chose like 3 of them here tonight, and next week you guys are going to pick all of them because we've gotten so many good suggestions that you're not going to need any from me. So anyway, that is going to be it for now. Tomorrow, Raw is overseas, so I think it airs, at least for me, on the West Coast at 11 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock on the East Coast. So if anything substantial happens, I will pop in here for a quick review. If it's not worth it, I'll put up some social media thoughts or maybe post a YouTube short. Otherwise, I'm going to take advantage of tomorrow and work on some of my other editing projects so I can get some more stuff up onto Patreon and whatnot. So I will keep my eye on Raw, and if anything major happens, we will get into it. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. Loving these Vault Watch-alongs. They are a blast. And if you don't mind when you leave, if you hit that thumbs up button, I would appreciate that. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday night, and you'll be seeing me this week in some form on YouTube in uploaded videos, unless we get something crazy next week, or I'm sorry, tomorrow on Raw, because I am curious what Braun Breaker is going to have to say about his loss last week to Punk. So if anything crazy happens, you'll probably see my face in some form tomorrow. So just stay tuned and make sure you subscribe. Y'all have a good night, and I'll be catching you soon. Peace.